Sorry, I heard fire and my mind just kind of went blank. What are we talking about?
Let me pull up. Let me pull up Twitch on my phone.
I have it up on the sidebar here.
Yay!
I am ready to answer all of the questions about what Glare is doing currently. The answer is probably whatever is wrong.
What do you mean? You guys have been doing great.
I would like to point out
Nothing
that I
bad
think
has happened.
Glare has tricked all of the traps that he could possibly trip so far.
Well,
I try to check for traps all the fucking time, but it's like I never find any, and then it's like we just keep tripping them.
Glare steps on the trap.
you like checked like 85% of like the places where there could be traps, and then there's that one area that
That's where
you
Glare
don't
goes.
check, and then that's where the trap is. God. Yeah, so good morning to the stream. We'll be starting shortly here in like 3 or 4 minutes or so.
So how are we feeling about our team? I feel like we've got a pretty good team here.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling? You escaped the dragon. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. We escaped a
most
dragon
part.
narrowly because Monk is bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, that's not really a monk thing.
I know it's not, but the fact that she can do it without a spell slot is actually kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Fucking monks, am I right?
It's so good. I've never actually played a monk just because it always seems like someone else is playing it, and it's always good. Like no matter what style they play or what
They
proficiency
actually suffer from. So typically, people, if you go to like the D&D forums on Reddit and stuff, there's like a few threads every week complaining about monks.
Really?
Yeah, they're complaining that monks are underpowered compared to the other martial classes. But the reason for that, though, is because
playing it wrong.
no. It's because the other martial classes have a lot of feats that are very powerful, like Great Weapon Master, Sharpshooter, Pole Arm Master, and stuff like that, which make it to where their damage like scales really, really high, like higher than a monk could do. So the people that complain are comparing
Our
them to like
min-maxers.
are comparing them to a min-maxed barbarian or fighter or so they don't think that monks have. But really, like, in my opinion, I feel like the monk is strong at being very mobile. And then Stunning Strike. Stunning Strike is one of those things that's both a blessing and a curse. When it works, it's amazing. When it fails, you feel terrible because you feel like you wasted a key. It also is kind of like a save or die, where like if the enemy saves, then it's like, well, that sucks. And then if it fails, it's pretty much a death sentence. So
Yeah.
it's got a weird feeling of being both the monk's best feature, but also a really awful thing. And then some people took like statistics of all of Critical Role Campaign 2, which was a very long campaign, and there was a monk, Beauregard, on that show, who they took a count of every time she used Stunning Strike over the course of the whole campaign and how many times it actually worked. It worked 33% of the time, roughly, out of like 300 something Stunning Strikes.
It does depend on what enemy you use it on too, because a high constitution enemy will have an
Yeah,
easier time.
a lot of the enemies in the game have higher constitution, so it's tough for them. So a lot of basically monks will reach a point, right? Like level 5 and 6 are their big power spikes, but as they go on, they kind of need a little help if you want them to be at the same power level as a normal martial character of that level. A different one.
And wisdom, or what was it that improves the... Wisdom improves the stunning strike?
Yeah, wisdom will improve the save DC on your stunning strike, making it more difficult for enemies to resist the stun. Like, think of it as like you're looking for the exact pressure points on the body to hit, to get them to be stunned. And then dexterity will improve dexterity or strength will improve your chance to hit and stuff
And
like that.
damage.
But with you, for now, you'd probably want to stick with dexterity because your strength's kind of
Yeah.
low.
You want to probably pick one and then just kind of dump the other. Like, it's unfortunate, but you do have to sacrifice something usually to get a decent kind of end game.
But there's
Like, Glare
there's
has
also
no dexterity or charisma.
there's magic items, there's potions, there's things that can increase your strength, and magically for
I mean,
either temporary or whatever.
At level 10, Glare actually gets the ability to make gauntlets of ogre strength.
Yeah, exactly. There's items like that. There's other things that could make you magically, like basically like Wonder Woman at that point. Like you'd look the same, but you'd just be really strong. Like,
It'd basically be the akin to that amulet of health I got, where it just puts your constitution up to a 19 just flat for wearing it.
okay, but let's go ahead and start. So first of all, thanks everybody who's watching. Today's session of the Meddlers in Icewind Dale is titled Safe Passage. So,
Oh god. Wait, that doesn't sound like a bad title, guys. Hang on. It's a trap.
So, the Meddlers previously stayed the night as guests of the Warden at the maximum security prison known as Revel's End, on the coast of the Sea of Moving Ice. During the night stay, Glare managed to enhance and reconfigure his magical weapon, Fragorak, using the purified Chardolin into the shape and function of a warhammer. Meanwhile, Jeff continued to be plagued by dreams from his patron, this time leaving him isolated from his friends. In the morning, Xena made breakfast from polar bear meat. She named the dish the Polar Express. After everyone ate, the meddlers set out into the Arctic wilderness once more, this time towards the rumored frozen ship of treasures far to the west. After 3 days' travel and an encounter against a frost giant and its 2 winter wolves, they found the ship locked in the frozen sea of moving ice. Upon investigation, they learned that the ship was the home of a dragon's horde, frozen within multiple layers of thick ice. Before they were able to free the treasures from the ice, 2 large animated skeletons with icy cold stares attacked. These skeletons seemed to disturb Relbin greatly, but the meddlers defeated them. Relbin immediately wanted to leave, and headed to the top side of the ship to keep an eye out for trouble. Not wanting to leave him alone, Xena followed, while Glare and Jeff tried to free the frozen treasure. Using a combination of the thermal cube, a war pick, and Jeff's green flame blade, the two were able to find a great deal of treasure, including several magic items buried within the frozen hoard. Shortly after, thanks to Relbin and Xena keeping watch from above, they were able to notice a absolutely titanic white dragon approaching with incredible speed. Xena used her shadow magic to weave a dark blanket around herself and her friends, obscuring their hasty retreat from the frozen ship. As they fled, the dragon's voice boomed out across the tundra, promising revenge. The meddlers continued with their sled dogs as fast as they could, heading directly south back towards Ten Towns, seemingly free of any immediate danger for now. And that's where we pick off. So, I've got the map up for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a familiar map where you guys are used to stuff happening. So, you have a lot of options now. Like, seriously, like, so many options. So, wait, what? I don't know where the names of things went, but sure. Okay. So anyway, yeah, you guys were up around this area before at the Sea of Moving Ice. Can you see that? Oh, no, you can't. Hold on. Technical difficulties. All right, we're gonna go objects. Okay. Draw. All right. So you guys were up there in that relative area. So as you fled from the dragon, you were heading south, this way, to back towards basically 10 towns as quick as you could. So, as you all travel, it's about 2 days worth of travel back to Bryn Shander if you're heading that way. So as you go through, it is currently very windy and very cold out. It's actually colder than normal. It's about negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're having to really like bundle up tight. Some of you who aren't magically protected from the cold, you're having to really bundle tight here as the snow is kind of, creating a little bit of frostbite on your nose, and your ears are covered, but they're still really cold, and your face just hurts as you're making your way through this very, very cold day. So yeah, the first day of travel, I need you all to make survival checks for me as you're trying to navigate through the tundra, Relbin, and Xena. Okay. So yeah, Xena, you do struggle a little bit through the snow and tundra, but since you're managing to follow Relbin, you don't lose too much time, but you do lose a few hours on the trip, and you do end up having to make camp for the first night. So yeah.
What's with this cold? All of a sudden, my nose is dry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Blair just grumpily grabs the thermal cube out of his insulated bag there and just drops it on the ground and starts making camp.
Yeah. So does everyone see the map?
I do see the map.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
So you guys are kind of camped on this, like in this hilly terrain, with lots of rocks and trees kind of spread sporadically about. The sides of the hills are steep, but you've managed to sort of tie off the sled dogs to one of the trees nearby and make camp here. Yeah. So what do you guys do? It's getting dark.
Robin's just gonna be quiet.
Do I experiment with some of the stuff we've got so far? Can I attempt to see if I can figure out the... let's see, what would giants... Is giant blood a valid thing for your little recipe thing that I can try?
No, but we can try it anyway.
Okay. Clay might experiment a little bit then.
Okay. So you think so giant's blood. You think it could be used to potentially help resist cold weather for a time if you manage to mix it properly with a base. So you need some sort of base. You could probably use the mandrake root. Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking that.
Yeah. So do you want to try to combine the mandrake root? That?
Yeah, let's try giant's blood with mandrake root and some elemental water.
The elemental water won't work for that. That's for more
Okay.
magic potions.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll just do the magic root and giant's blood and see if I can mix something with
Okay.
that.
Go ahead and do an alchemy check. So that would be your intelligence plus proficiency.
And my alchemy tools, so
Yeah.
+6 because of my amazing ability to use tools.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's enough. So you think, a potion that will, for about an hour, allow you to not... It doesn't make you, like, immune to cold damage, but you can resist the effects of the weather, the cold weather, for about an hour if you drink it.
Yeah, see, you're not special anymore, Jeff. I could make one of these.
I just kind of like wave him off.
Yes.
A lot of good that's gonna do you if the dragon shows up again.
At least I'll be warm.
No, you'll be dead, just like the rest of us.
All right. As you all look up into the night sky, as cold and cruel as this tundra is, every night that you've been here so far, the sky has been somewhat illuminated, sort of casting a dim light of greens and blues and purples onto the pure white snow below, and it sort of shimmers as you look out atop the treetops and on the snow. This beautiful aurora borealis, haunting almost in the way that it sort of flows, just sort of shimmers in the sky, illuminating it. And so it sort of eclipses the light generated from the moon. And it's hauntingly beautiful as it's up there.
Well, that's interesting.
I wonder if that's an effect of the cold or magic or anything like that.
Would any of us know anything about what would cause that anomaly?
Yeah, make Arcana checks. Whoever
I'm
is
good at that one.
proficient in Arcana.
Jeff don't know shit.
Yeah, Jeff, you're not too sure, but Glare, you definitely you've heard a little bit about this effect, the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis. Is what people call it, but it's not supposed to happen all the time, and it's literally happened every single night you guys have been here. So you think that something is up with that. It's like something fishy is going on.
Something be whack, yo.
Something be whack with this aurora, but it is beautiful. It's just you wonder, like, what does it mean? What is it? You don't know, but you don't think it's normal.
Should be whack, yo.
I'm sure it has something to do with the maiden. Everything up here seems to.
That's definitely a conclusion we can draw. Oh well. First thing I think we should do when we get to town is have a nice hearty meal. I'm thinking something with a stew. That sounds really good to me right now. I've been missing, like, stews.
As long as
Me
I get
too.
an ale with it.
You can make stew. You can make stew?
Yeah. Why couldn't I?
Oh, I mean, I didn't think you'd have the wrong ingredients needed. I mean,
Well, you have vegetables, don't you? I have polar bear meat. I can make polar bear meat stew.
mandrake root is not a vegetable. Please do not put it in your food.
Roosh food.
My God, she really does want to kill us.
I'm sure you can scrounge up some sort of vegetables.
No, I cannot. I am not a boar. I'm a tomato.
You're not a truffle hunter?
I am not. That is definitely not something I can do.
That's a funny image.
Claire face
trying
down
to
in the
hunt
dirt.
truffles.
Sniff it about.
I just chuckle. I was like, oh, back to your primal roots, are you?
Nothing primal about that. Tabaxi have never done that. We're hunters. You're just lucky that I don't go back to my baser instincts and start hunting elf meat.
I'd like to see you try, Cat.
Be easier than you'd think. You're pretty skinny. You're not worth eating, though.
Don't forget my little friends, as he sees me swirl a little shadow around my finger.
Sure, they last for a really long time when I use shatter.
I was like, oh, I'm just messing with you, Glare.
Yeah, totally.
Glare is going to cast Reduce on Jeff.
Oh shit! It's like, what's going on? Oh, what the-
Jeff,
If you choose to resist it,
yeah, you can try to resist it.
I don't even know what
DC
that is.
15
Make a
plus-
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Jeff likes Constitution saving throws.
God fucking damn it.
Hey!
Ah,
You try to shrink him down. You guys see Jeff like start to shrink, like doo, 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 but he's like shakes it off, like no. Not today.
Paying attention, are you? Damn.
I bring out my my wand and I cast web on him.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck!
Oh no! Okay, Glaire's trapped in a web.
I'm following the snow, laughing my ass off. And I said, "That's what you
It
get."
just sort of pins you to the ground, Glare. Stuck in this web.
Can I get out of here?
I leave him there for like 30 seconds, and then I pull the spell off.
Okay. The web disappears off you, Glare, after like 30 seconds.
Just remember, you started it, cat.
Yeah. Pick Shredder.
Oh, go back to what you were doing. I go sit down by the cube and bring out my pipe.
Alright. Xena, Relman, do you two want to do anything?
Robin's just gonna be quiet and think.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Alright, so, as the night continues and it gets darker, it's about time to rest. So, does anyone want to take watch, or what do you guys? What's the plan? For
Yes, please. Let's take a
resting.
watch.
Yes.
Considering every night we've tried to rest, something has tried to kill us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Not every
cast
night, but yeah, most nights.
I'm gonna cast up my yeah, my lights. What the fuck is that thing called?
Dancing lights.
Dancing lights.
Yeah, there you go. Dancing lights.
Okay.
Glaire's like, well, we do have this thing, and he pulls out the drift globe.
If you need a light source for the night.
I'm gonna say maybe we should save that for a time when I'm not able.
Well, that's the thing. It's unless you cast the daylight, from what I could tell, you can just use the light spell whenever you want. The daylight spell is the one that it was only a daily thing.
Well, that's fine then.
One stack. Where is it in my?
All right. So where would you like to put these 4 lights? They're basically glowing orbs that hover in an area and they shed light in a 10-foot radius. They can be basically anywhere 120 feet from you.
Let's see. So we're like up on the cliff, right?
Yeah.
So let's do one here, like kind of at that interest area. Same thing over here,
Oh, God,
and then the other two like here at the edge of the cliff.
All right, hold on. You're gonna have to.
So basically like a little semicircle
You're
around.
gonna have
this.
to repoint that out to me because I
Oh,
tried to pull a light onto this and it was like so fucking dark. It was like blue, and I tried to put it on a blue background. It just was not working. All right.
Yeah.
So the first one I got up here, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go
It's
ahead.
just gonna be a semicircle basically.
Semicircle. Okay, I'm gonna try to do.
Next one like right there, then right there, then right there. Yeah.
Do that. All right, so we're gonna do here, roughly up here, like in the tree, and then like over down here, I guess,
And that one right there.
and then.
Like towards the entrance down at the bottom. Like you
Alright.
see, yeah. Just
And
like
so,
that.
can you guys? Does that help your vision, like when you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Like you can see the terrain a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Mission accomplished. So yeah, Jeff, you put out these lights. They're actually blue lights, by the way, that illuminate the area. But for the purposes, because this whole map is blue, I couldn't make them blue, or I couldn't see them myself. I'm showing them as yellow. But they're so you create this sort of semicircle, and the lights sort of illuminate the cliffs going up and the top of the trees there. All right. So who's taking the first watch?
I will.
You're gonna take first watch. Okay. Yeah. So you're watching Xena. Make a perception check. All right. That's really good. So aided by the magical lights that have sort of been brought about here, you notice something peculiar off to the distance. The snow piles are like beginning to move up on the top of the hill.
Okay, I run back to the camp and I'm like, hey, wake up. The snow piles, the hills have eyes.
So I will have been just like sitting in the middle of the camp still, and I'm just kind of like, what are you going on about?
The snow piles, they're moving. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's an earthquake or they're moving. The snow piles are moving.
Why don't you just show me?
Okay.
Fine.
Glare puts on the armor and kind of sits up in bed. It's like,
Get a goddamn good night's sleep in this godforsaken wilderness.
You watch Glare as a snowball from a bush flies at you, but misses.
It's a dexterity save.
No. The snowball sort of whizzes by your face and misses at like an enormous speed. It's like a giant snowball covered with like bits of rock and stuff. It would have hurt if it hit, but it flies past you. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
I'll take the 12, please.
Oh my god, what was our HP at?
Mine's a 63.
Oh shit. Well, I don't like after the fight. Did we get any HP back? We
Nope.
didn't have a long rest, did we?
We didn't.
Nope.
We could have taken a short rest, but I think.
We were trying to put as much distance between us and that
Yeah,
dragon.
I'm pretty sure we didn't take a
Yep,
short rest.
cool. I'm starting with 24 points HP. Let's fucking go.
Well, I had max health because I think I got healed at some point because
I got healed at some point too. I'm at 63 out of 66.
Yeah, I got fucking rickrolled.
All right. So Xena, you look up to see where that snowball came from, and as you do so, you see perched atop the cliffs above, the snow has formed into these golem-like creatures with these sharp teeth that grin wickedly, but no eyes visible that you can see. And they've got
Oh.
these like snowballs that they're forming with magic in their hands as they're like looking over the hill at you. What do you do?
well, I. Oh, let's see here. There's a bunch of them.
You see, from your vantage point, let me see what you can see actually. Hold on. You can see.
Move like up in the tree.
Yeah, you-
Can I move like up here, like in this tree?
Oh hell yeah! Make an acrobatics check for me to see how cool this looks.
Yeah.
Oh F.
Can I roll lucky?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Hey. So you you how does this happen? Okay, so you manage to almost lose your footing as you like try to kick off the side of the hill wall there, but you sort of manage to like do a backflip off and then right yourself, and then you try again, and then you just kick off the wall again and sort of kick off the tree. So like you're doing a double jump off the tree and making your way up the top of the hill as you're bouncing between the tree limbs and making your way up on top of this
I
area
see
here.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do I see?
So you see, well, I'll say you're on top of the tree. So on top of the tree, you see sort of 4 of these golems. One of them is on an even higher platform, but then 3 of them are sort of flanking you all along the ridge here.
Can I cast plant growth to get all of them, or just 3 of them?
You could cover that whole top area with plant
It's
growth.
like huge, that spell.
Yeah, you could cover that whole area with plant growth.
Okay.
So I will
want to do
just
that.
mark that with, since it's so huge, I'm just gonna do like green square. I'm gonna say like this whole fucking thing. This plant growth right now. So you watch as from the bushes.
4 of them, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this whole like area is covered. So yeah, the foliage around you and from the bushes, like these vines
Hell yeah.
begin to grow out growing all over the place, thorny vines, like with icicle pricks at the end, and snow-like flowers that sort of match the general scenery and are sprouting up out of the ground and creating this very, very difficult terrain for any creature that tries to move within. Okay, that's your turn. Anything else you want to do?
I don't think I can only take patient defense, right?
True.
I guess I'll hold off for now.
Or you could shadow step if you wanted to.
Oh, I can as a bonus action?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I'll shadow. Well, yeah, I'll just shadow step, I guess, back to the camp.
Okay.
And I'll just say like
Sorry.
I'll just tell them what I did with the plant growth so they know like where all of them are.
Okay. So Xena teleports. You watch as her shadow actually, from the flickering flames of the campfire, you see Xena's shadow appear, and it sort of startles you a bit. You probably never get used to that. But then the shadow sort of becomes her, like instantly apparates as Xena appears before you, where the shadow once stood. And she relays to you that she has grew a bunch of plants over there. And tells you the general location.
Yeah.
Alright. Relbin, it's your turn.
Do I put a lot of sight on like this one?
You do, but I will say, due to their having the high ground, they have half cover from your current vantage point.
Okay. Well, first thing is my action to summon Beast.
Okay.
At second level, Air Hawk.
Hawk, okay. I don't have one of those. Let me get that thing.
How can you not have a hawk prepared? Come on.
I know. Awful. Let me see if the game gave me one. That'd be nice. Oh, it did. It did give me a hawk. I'll have to edit its HP and stuff, but I at least have the token.
Yeah.
All right. So where would you like to place it? Is it 60-foot range? Where could you put this thing?
It is 90-foot range.
All right. So you can, based off what you can see, where would you like to place that?
Close, like right there. If I can see
Alright.
there.
Hawk appears. This sort of golden, flaming-looking hawk with like little bits of fey lights are sort of protruding off
The
of
Final
it.
Fantasy bird.
Yes, like a Final Fantasy bird appears. And what's the HP and AC on this thing so I can update it?
Sienna is 13.
Okay.
HP is 24.
24. All right. And what does the hawk
That's
do?
That's
What
an
do you do?
extreme bird if I've ever seen one.
Yes.
For my bonus action, how's everyone looking? Health-wise, still.
I think Jeff's the only one
That's
really.
all
that
yeah.
bird.
I'm under half
24.
health. Just
Okay, I can not do anything bonus action. I can command my hawk to attack and retreat from this one.
Okay. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Does not get pack tactics, so 20.
20 hits. Oh, by the way, these are what they look like. For the visual.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, it's like a blob with a weird half crooked smile.
Huh.
I'm reminded of something from Shin Megami Tensei.
Are they as big as the giants?
No, they're medium-sized.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the bird strikes. Is its weapons considered magical?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it manages to pierce the magical snow, raking the front of this creature for 8 points of damage, and then
it's got a fly speed of 60 feet. Nice.
is it disengaging or is it gonna trigger an attack? How-
It has auto disengage. Basically, it does not provoke opportunity attacks when it
Okay.
flies out of an enemy's reach.
Okay. Cool.
So you have it, I guess, fly up 30 feet and circle to around here.
Okay. The hawk is circling the area over there. All right. Is that it for your turn? Would you like to move?
Yeah, I'll move right here.
Okay. Okay, so it is the snow golem's turn. One of them.
By the way, I rolled twice and it gave me the 3. I actually had a 12, which was higher for my initiative.
Okay. It's good to know. So what was your actual initiative?
12.
And I think you might actually be more dexterous than one of these things.
My dexterity is a 0.
Yeah, it's a -2. It's gonna throw a snowball at you, Relbin.
Okay.
14 to hit, so the snowball sort of whizzes by. All right. And that's it for its turn. Glare, you're up.
Alright, well, I don't think I can get up there even with my on all fours run at them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Magic missile at the first level.
Okay.
One
one
that
are you-
Xena, or that the hawk was just attacking.
Go for it. Roll
the
that
wand
damage.
of magical missiles.
So you guys watch as Glare pulls out his wand, and out of the tip of the wand comes these 4 purple beams that fly out and slam into the golem. Wait, what?
Yeah.
2?
I rolled a 1. Wait, there's
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
right.
3d4 plus 3, right?
Yeah, what the hell? I clicked on the.
I don't
Alright.
know.
It only does one missile at a time.
F.
Okay, screw it then. 2 more d4s plus 2.
Tickle missile.
Oh my god.
So 6 points of damage.
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, with that, the other golems are going to try to throw snowballs. One at Jeff,
I'm also going to use my barrier, by the way.
one at Xena. God, they suck. Alright, they both miss wildly. You guys are just ducking out of the way of these snowballs. Okay. However, there's something else. The winds begin to howl. Something whizzes by you, Glare, at an incredible speed. As the wind seems to pick up, a creature apparates near the flames around Jeff, Xena, and Relbin. It looks like a mass of wind with eyes swirling about. Yeah. This thing is going to create a whirlwind on, well, I guess it has to target one person. So I'll say it goes here. Jeff, make a strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm not doing shit for this game.
It's not funny what happens to you, is it?
I got a -2 for strength saving throw.
Hey!
Oh, shit.
All right, so this creature rushes up to you and it begins to batter you inside this whirlwind, and it threatens to sling you out of it in a direction. So you take. Wait, what?
What? Wait, what?
That's wrong.
3d8 plus 2? That's
No,
there's
that's
50.
that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm gonna roll that again. With the
There's no way 3d8 plus 2 can equal 65.
yeah, that's freaking wrong. Hold on. This thing is fucked. Let's try this again for a normal amount of damage. Okay. You take 11 points. Or no, not 11. You take half of that. So you take
6.
5 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are not knocked back.
Harry, it rolled 50d8.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Sorry, I don't know why it did that. Anyway, that's it for. Actually, and then it's gonna use the rest of its movement to fly really fucking high up in the air. So it's gonna fly about 20 feet up into the air. In the trees.
Right after Fergrap loses its boomerang power, friggin' things decide to attack from range.
Yeah. The other snow golem is gonna try to hit Glare with a snowball. My God.
By the way, do we get any attacks of opportunity when it flies away?
Jeff and Relbin can, if they'd like.
I think I actually will.
Go for it. So this is just a swing with the sword. So yeah, you manage to cut into it, Jeff, and Relbin, you do as well with your moonsicle. Go ahead and roll damage. All right, 3 points of damage.
Jesus, that sword hits really fucking hard for a melee attack.
Yeah.
Wait.
All right. That's it. Jeff, it's your turn.
You said something about the things throwing snowballs at me.
Yeah, it did, but it missed. It just sort of blinks. They're rolling really bad on the
I thought you
snowball.
might have rolled a crit. I'm like, ah, god damn it.
No, no.
You said, how high was the wind elemental? How high did it fly up?
20 feet up into the tree.
Okay. Well, I look up at it and I say, 2 can play that fucking game. And I summon my undead as a ghostly apparition.
Okay.
And he's gonna fly up into the tree and slap the shit out of that fucking elemental.
Okay. Let me just...
So, when you're ready, I'm good. There's first attack. God damn it.
It's a miss as the...
Second attack.
Also a miss. But the wind is sort of moving around. Unable to be hit by this creature. Okay.
Wait. Question.
Yes.
What's just charisma modifier?
+5.
Huh, okay.
Alright, Xena, you're up.
Yeah, I'm
So
next at
you,
20.
I just want to try to go back up this tree, I guess.
do you just want to use Shadow Step, or do you want to ninja run up it?
I just want to, I guess, just climb up the tree, I guess.
Okay, you jump from branch to branch, and you're at the
Okay.
top. What do you do?
So I want to see the golems, and I want to know if I can make a ranged attack with my cookies, but I want to use the spice bag to put salt all over it so it hits harder because they're ice, and it's salt with ice is supposed to melt it.
Okay, yeah, you could try that. So you pull out salt from your spice bag and sprinkle it on the cookie, and you're gonna throw it at this thing.
Well, like, I dip it in the salt, like, not sprinkle it, like...
Dip
I
it
want
in the salt.
to coat it in salt.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
chuck it at the
Okay.
snow golem. Go for it. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Kapow! Strikes the snow golem right in the face, and the ice begins to melt a little bit in its face from the salt. Excellent.
I don't know how many ranged attacks I can make. I guess one, right?
You can do 2.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yeah.
The same thing.
So more salt, you dip another cookie in the salt, you throw it at it, kapow, right in the face. It is looking very hurt after that, as bits of it are sort of falling off like into the snow like chunks, like
And I
plopping.
I yell at the snow golems like, yeah, is that the best you can do? You can't hit me with a snowball? Come on.
Oh god.
Because I have deflect missiles, so I can throw it back at them, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can.
If they try to hit me.
All right. Relbin.
I got a quick question about mechanics thing.
Sure.
For the summon spells, it says uses spell attack modifier to hit. Should that include my proficiency bonus or not?
Just if it just says modifier, then just your modifier.
Okay, then I've been doing that wrong.
Okay.
I've been doing my proficiency bonus. My mistake.
You're fine. But yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna produce flame this guy.
Go for it. So you produce a flame, fiery lights appear in your hand, igniting into a flame, and you throw it up the tree at the creature. It misses, unfortunately, hitting the branches.
Okay, how's Jeff looking?
19. Pretty hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to healing word at first level.
Okay.
Jeff.
Go ahead and... Yep. So Jeff, you were healed for 9 hit points as the warmth of light fills you from Relbin's words that you don't understand.
And I'm gonna command my hawk to do a flyby attack on this thing.
Okay. The hawk flies into the tree, going for the air. Any attack roll.
16.
That hits. Roll damage. It hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, okay.
From its vantage point, it hits.
Ah.
Okay. 12 points of damage as it claws into the creature.
And I'm gonna have it fly off to the north another 20 feet.
Caw. Flies towards the other tree. Alright. The snowman is gonna pelt you, Xena. You're gonna try.
See what happens.
It got a crit!
Okay.
So,
So then I can roll my deflect missiles.
yes, hold on. Let me just, why didn't it auto-roll damage? It's so weird. Let me try again to get the damage. What? Anyway, I'll just roll the damage normally. So, 4d6 plus 2. What?
What
Minus
the
15.
fuck?
Sorry, what?
What? Alright, so how does your deflect missiles work here, Zan?
If you take damage from the attack, it's reduced by 1d10 plus 10, and I rolled 15. So it's reduced by 15.
Yeah, so this
And
giant...
if I reduce the damage to 0, then I can turn around and sling it back at him.
Yeah, but you didn't reduce it to 0,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because it rolled really fucking ridiculously high. And this giant snowball comes at you, and your eyes widen, and you try to catch it as best you can, but it's too big. And it just, part of it, you manage to break part of it in your hands, but then you take 11 points of damage as the rest of the snowball sort of hits you in the chest, and you have to grip the tree that you're standing on.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, Barry.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
probably the best one to take these, though, because they're reduced and also, like...
I mean, he rolled a crit and then he rolled max fucking damage.
And I still only took 11 points.
That's pretty true. That's true. It's true.
That's what I mean, like, that's why I said, like, come at me, like, try to
I
get
literally
them to
would have
hit
almost
me
killed my
instead.
ass. Ooh.
Glare, you're up.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get down on all fours, and how high up the ledge are they there for climbing?
So that
It's
whole
rough
area
terrain, I
is
know.
very
I
difficult
know.
terrain.
I get double my move speed, so I'm gonna have to use all of it to get up to one of them.
In the plant growth, too.
Well, what it's so in plant growth, but just so you know,
Oh,
that-
it's not halved?
it's not each
Oh.
it's divided by 4.
Fuck, okay.
Yeah, you can
Wow.
if you have a
I would
climb
put my speed up to 60. I have a climb speed of 10.
You don't have any ranged weapons?
I have magic missile, that's it.
Yeah, you would not be able to get up to it with one move, even with your speed.
This... Yeah. Fuck, I might as well start running up there. I'm gonna use magic missile... Fuck, as a level 1 spell, and that one that's really hurt, I guess, just as one of my spells this time.
Okay, go for it. So this time you point your arm out, and it flares up with power, and this time the missiles come out of like the palm.
I hate this thing sometimes.
All right, you kill it with the magic
Good.
missiles.
That's what I was hoping.
They explode all around the creature, and it sort of melts into a puddle of water.
So, my walk speed, so I have to go... I can only
That
get
one that's, like, right on the line over there on the other side. It's right on the line.
should be able to-
Plant growth.
move one more, maybe? Or are you not using your feline cat?
I'm not using my feline thing yet.
Okay. Cool.
That'll be my turn.
Alright, this one is going to try to throw a snowball at you, Xena, since you're taunting the snowballs.
Okay.
Alright, this one hits. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What's your AC? 18?
18.
Yeah, so it misses you completely. Snowball goes by. But the other one's going to throw one at you.
Okay.
Misses as well. These things suck. So you're
Yay.
just dodging these snowballs in the tree, like... Careful not to get hit by a big one again.
Is that all you got?
Alright.
Glad she's having a good time.
From the top of the tree.
Alright, let me see if the air elemental gets its thing back. No. The air elemental is going to fly down, triggering an attack of opportunity from the Spectre, so go ahead and make a roll for the Spectre.
It's just a single attack, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like he doesn't get multi-attack, it's just one attack.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay,
Alright.
so now I have a question.
Yeah.
It was an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But on a regular attack, he would have to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened for a minute. Does that still activate on an opportunity attack or no?
I'll say it does. Yeah.
So yeah, he has to make a DC 15. Well, is it DC 18 or DC 15? Because it says it's off on my DC.
Let me
Would
see.
that be your spell
I'll have to read it. Hold on.
Yeah, my spell save DC, which
This
that
is
I'm-
summon undead. Yeah, it says against. Wait, no,
Spell
that's
save.
that's something else. It's not summon undead. What is the spell?
It's called. It uses the undead spirit box. So the ability is Deathly Touch, melee weapon attack. Your spell attack modifier to hit, reach, blah 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 blah. Let's see.
Yeah, against your spell save DC or be
Yeah.
frightened.
Wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be frightened.
Yes.
So my spell save DC. is
Wait.
17.
That's a special. Hold on, though.
See, that's one. It's that specific attack.
You know what? I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine because it doesn't have a normal attack. So what is your spell save DC?
18. So he saved.
Okay, yeah, he's saved. So, alright. So yeah, he's gonna hit you with slam attacks. It's gonna try. So this wind is just battering you, Joe, like coming at you with multiple hits. You take 27 points of bludgeoning damage from this air elemental.
I have
Jeff
1
dead?
HP.
Oh,
Nope, I have 1 HP.
Jeff's gonna die.
It is your turn, though.
Just like fuck.
It's your turn.
Okay. God fucking damn it. Shit.
I think I know what you're planning.
I can't do it. You're too close.
You can take. No, I'm not gonna backseat game.
No, that's fine. Wait a minute. Actually. So I am going to step around this fucking thing,
Okay.
not getting out of melee range.
Mhm.
Hold on, I made an arrow on accident. And then I'm gonna grab a hold of Relbin, and I'm gonna look at him and say, "You better hold on tight."
Huh?
And I'm gonna ice step,
Okay, so it needs to make a
and
Constitution
we're gonna go
saving.
all the way down here to the other side of the camp, like.
Okay. So you watch as Jeff steps near you, Relbin grabs you, says you better hold on, and as he takes a step, the ice sort of forms around his feet and shatters out in a frost nova, and these icicles sort of stab into the creature as he teleports with you several feet back, And it needs to make a con save, is it? Is it Dex? It's con, right?
Yeah, that one's con.
Oh, yeah, it fails. Go ahead and roll damage.
At 4th level.
The wind seems to be getting a bit weaker from the creature as it's taken some damage now. It's not able to, like, keep its form as whole.
Okay.
Damage has to take.
I think he's typing it out. Alright. 19 points of cold damage. Whew. Yeah, creature's looking pretty hurt after that.
It's a 4d10 at 4th level.
Nice.
Okay. Alright, with that, Xena, it's your turn.
Keep throwing salted cookies.
Go for it.
Macadamia
Oh, wait.
nut
Wait. Spectre.
Oh, the Spectre.
Yeah, he's just gonna move up and attack the thing again.
Go for it.
So here we go.
That hits. 10 points of damage, and it needs to make another save, right?
Yeah. Notice it.
Fail. It is frightened of
The
the
next attack
Spectre. Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, it's scared of the Spectre now.
I like flip the damn elemental off as I'm like cringing, laying on the ground almost.
Sorry,
Okay.
I missed a bit of that. Is it still in one piece?
Bastard.
Alright, Xena, which target would you like to throw cookies at?
Furthest away.
Okay, go for it. So it does have 20 feet, though, if you don't want disadvantage.
Well, the 20-foot one then.
Okay.
The 20-foot one.
Okay. Yeah, the first one hits. Kapow! Second one hits as well as you're chucking cookies at these giant blobs of snow. What is she yelling at them? It's like,
I'm just like, eat shit and die!
okay.
Blair just kind of laughs.
Relvin, you're up.
Just like, what is happening over there?
Because I don't want to go through the plant growth.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use-
I just thought you had a ranged attack like all the rest of us.
Technically I have magic missiles. I've been casting a lot of that.
We
I
need
mean,
to
he
use
did
the
until he
throw-
reforged his weapon.
I didn't know he did that. Like, I didn't know.
I know. He didn't tell you.
I'm gonna
Because he's an idiot.
healing word at 2nd level, Jeff.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Jeff, you get 9 points of healing from Relvin again, as he's trying to heal you up as you fold him away.
Flame at this thing.
Go for it. So you produce a flame in your hand and chuck it over the tent.
Actually, wait, I need to check to make sure I'm in range.
Okay.
Yep, just in range.
Okay. That just hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright, 13 points of damage as you chuck it at the air elemental.
There, you know what I didn't do.
Technically, parry if I shadow step since it's a teleport. Would I not have to worry about the plant growth because it's a
You
teleport?
That is correct. That's the synergy with the item and your class.
Perry, I feel bad. You did make me do a concentration save
Oh, right.
when I got
Yeah,
hit. I
can you
totally
make
forgot
one?
about that.
Make a constitution saving throw.
Just Constitution.
Yeah. You'd have to make 2 of them. Because there's 2 hits.
F. No matter.
Okay, so the Spectre would have gone away, which means it heals some amount of damage that I don't remember. Do-do-do-do.
I don't even remember what it was.
I think it was 10 points of damage.
Yeah, because he hit with one and missed with the other.
Yeah.
And he's not right.
Okay.
Got
Alright.
Another drive-by. I can command my bird to drive by it.
Go for it.
Is this known as a hawk by?
Yes. Misses. Whiffs. And where does the bird go?
I'm gonna have it fly to here.
Okay. So this hawk comes down, tries to rake the other elemental, but the elemental moves out of the way. Alright, this golem is gonna see who it can hit.
I'm still yelling at it.
Yeah, you're still yelling at it, so it's gonna fucking try to hit you with a snowball. It hates you. It hates you, Saturn. You're killing
I
all
know.
of its...
I'm like, I hate you, abominable snowman asshole.
It tries to throw a snowball at you, but you're just like you just
Yeah.
no, you just catch it and you just like smile, and throw it down. All right, Glare, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna turn and at level 2 cast magic missile from my suit.
Okay.
And hit the stupid spirit thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, please, it's kicking my ass.
I know.
Go for it.
I was hoping I could get close to one of the other things. So that's 4d4 plus 4 on it.
Go for it.
Damn.
The missiles unerringly strike the air elemental for multiple times. The wind is like having trouble now maintaining its form as it's sort of flickering in and out of existence. It's hard for it to maintain its shape.
And I will start trying to climb up the freaking cliff to start getting at this thing.
Okay. You begin your climb through all this freaking crap on the ground. The two snowmen are just missing wildly with their snowballs as they're trying to pelt Xena, but she's ducking and weaving out of the way, la-di-da, dancing on the tree up there. But now it's the air elemental's turn. Alright, it is going to fly. Oh, let me see if it gets its thing back. No. It's going to try to hit you, Jeff. Nope. Nope. So yeah, this air elemental's coming at you, but it's like it's so weakened now in its form that you're just able to dodge, and you're like scared because it's like it's getting really close to hitting you. Wait, no, I'm using the snow golem's attack. Never mind, I gotta use the air elemental's attack. Sorry, redo. I use the snow golems, not the air elementals. Okay, that's different. Ooh. Okay, so Jeff, you get slammed. 17 points of bludgeoning damage. From the air elemental, and then it's going to try to backhand, it's going to try to whirl and hit you as well, Relbin. So you take 17, Jeff. Relbin, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And Jeff, you're down. Make a death saving throw.
I need to make a con save.
So roll 1d20.
first.
Yeah, make a con save as well. Thank you. Gotta remember that better. You're fine. The hawk is fine. Oh my god. That is a critical fail. So you get 2 failed death saves on that.
It's 3 in a row and I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Xena, you're up.
To do anything to help, I can use the tattoo that Glare gave me to heal Jeff.
That does have cure wounds on it.
Yeah, so
Range touch.
you watch as Jeff goes down, Xena, and he looks to really be struggling as he's like choking on the snow on the ground. And you look back, and your eyes widen, and you sort of will the shadows near Jeff, near the trees, to apparate into a form of yourself, appearing by his side. You look down at the tattoo that Glare gave you of the heart, and you put your hand to Jeff, and the tattoo sort of disappears as the magic forms into Jeff. This dark, shadowy magic appears and brings him back to life. 7 HP.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jeff, you're breathing.
Thanks.
Okay. Awesome.
I still get to do more, right? Or don't I have nothing?
That was
else?
your.
That was
It's
your
your bonus
bonus
to
action to
teleport, right?
teleport, and then your action to heal him. So
I can't move down with 50 feet of
you can.
speed.
You can move. Yeah, you have your movement left. You can move back up to the tree if you'd like.
I think she meant like she moved to
I
me. with
meant
her
like I climbed down the tree with 50 feet of
Oh shit! Yeah, I forget
Like,
that you're fast
I
as
don't
fuck. Okay, so you didn't
want
shadow step
to-
then.
Yeah, I don't want to shatter stuff unless I have to.
Okay, yeah. So you just used your movement and you just run over there, fast as fuck, and healed him for 7 points.
Okay.
Sorry, I
That's it.
assume. Okay.
So she has her bonus action still.
You
right?
still have your bonus action if you'd like to use it for anything.
Yeah, I don't think I want to use it.
Okay. Relvin, you're up.
You know what? I'm gonna try and produce flame at disadvantage on this thing.
Go for it. Yeah, that hits, even with disadvantage. You produce a flame in your hand and chuck it at it. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
I just
fuck.
want to basically just burst it, like just like a fireball floats inside of it, like it's caught in a whirlwind,
Yes.
and basically just grows and just dissipates it.
Yeah, so you just stick your hand in there, right in the middle of this thing's body. The flame grows, and shatters the wind out of this air elemental, and it is gone. Okay.
I'm just like kneeling on the ground between them. I'm like, oh, thank fuck.
I'm gonna command my hawk to attack. That's my action. I'm gonna. Not use my bonus action. So I can command my hawk to attack this one.
Okay.
Fly by.
Yep. Go ahead and make a attack roll with the hawk. As it goes down on the, goes to attack the. Oh, yeah. It misses wildly. As it
I
sort
have
of
it
runs
fly
into
back.
a tree branch.
I have it fly back to here.
Okay. Zooms back over there. Okay. Let's see. This golem is going to. Can it even attack anyone right now? Oh, it can hit glare.
Of course it can.
Alright. Well, it's gonna throw a snowball at you.
Yeah.
It's gonna miss, however. You just block the snowball with your shield.
You're next as soon as I get over there.
And it's your turn now.
So how high up is this cliff?
It's about. You're about 5 feet up the cliff right now, so you have about
Yeah.
10 feet more to go, probably. Up the cliff.
So I can't make it then, or can it's a quarter move speed, right?
Quarter, yeah.
And my climb speed I think is 10.
Oh my god. So yeah, you could go. Take you like 2 more moves to get up there.
I might use. Where's my climb speed here? Hang on.
You stubbed the air elemental. I didn't know you were gonna try to do that. I'm sorry.
I couldn't reach
Like,
the
Glaire's like
elemental.
trying to climb up a cliff that's got these branches and thorns
Oh
and
my God.
all this nasty mess. And he's like,
I
God
didn't know
damn
you
this
could
shit.
do that.
I can't reach the air elemental, so I was just firing missiles while I tried to get to the things I can reach. Oh no, my climb speed's 20. Okay, that's not terrible. So double that is 10 feet. I can get up it if I use my agility now.
Okay, so you just put all the strength of your feline form and you just kind of kick off with your strong legs and you're clawing your way up as quick as you can.
Glaire's like,
Okay, you make
you're
it.
mine now. And he swings with Fragarak.
Oh, go for it.
God damn it, I'm swinging again.
No, that hits.
Oh.
They don't have a high AC. So yeah, you're whacking into the snow, you're pissed. You're just smacking into it. 21 points of damage. I think, yeah, math. Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty hurt after that. You're like sort of breaking off chunks of its body into the snow below.
It's bludgeoning as well, I don't know if that matters.
No.
Okay.
It is going to, one of the other ones is going to throw a snowball at you. Misses. Oh, and then the one in front of you is going to slam down on you 3 times.
I suddenly regret everything.
One of them hits. One of the 3 strikes. You're blocking a couple of them with your shield, but one of them just manages to bust through your defenses, and it sort of strikes you with a heavy slam from the top, and you take 1d6. Actually, 3d6 plus 2. You don't have resistance to cold, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. You take 15 points of damage. It makes a bludgeoning and cold damage as it's coming down on you with a slam. Okay. Jeff, you are you're prone right now, sort of on the ground, but you are breathing.
Half a move and stand up, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna stand up,
Pick yourself up off the ground.
and I'm going to just kind of like step back a little bit here, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast one.
Okay, go ahead and make attack rolls. Yeah, both of those hit. You strike into the creature's soft form, and bits of it glare, breaking off, falling to the snow. This thing is barely able to keep its form at this point, as it only has like one arm left. Part of its head is gone. So, yeah.
That's it for my turn. I'm spent.
Xena, you're up.
Shadow step to the one over here. At the top.
Okay, let me see. The one by glare?
No.
This one?
It says it's 60 feet.
It is.
exactly.
Yeah, which
No,
one?
not that one. The one at the... Yeah, that one.
This one up here? Okay. Yeah, you can go anywhere, I was just wondering.
Okay.
So you reappear. Go to punch, you appear beside it, and the punch connects from behind. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage as you punch this thing right in the back. 6 points of damage. You punch it again. Another 7 points of damage as you're just wailing on this thing with multiple blows. You have one more strike you can do for free, if you'd like. Or whatever you want to do. Okay. And then another punch. So you just go into it with a flurry of 3 strikes. There you go. And it is looking... It's still able to keep its form for now, but you've definitely put some dents into it. Is that it for your turn?
I can't do anything else.
Okay. Relvin, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move to here.
Yep.
Which ones do I have line of sight on? Or a good line of sight on?
You can see roughly, probably 2 of them you have decent line of sight on. They'd have a little bit of cover from the high ground, but the one up by Xena is a bit, would have even more cover than that.
Okay, so I could. So this one's almost. I can produce flame that one.
Okay, go for it. So you produce a flame in your hand, try to chuck it over the cliff onto the creature in front of Glare. That hits. And as it strikes, the creature melts into a puddle.
Blair finally gets to it, and
yeah, Glare. So you're,
Sorry.
you're there.
you're there.
You got there,
Command my
though.
hawk to fly by on this one.
Hawk flies over. Okay. The hawk flies through the air, tries to strike at the snow golem with its talons as it comes down in a dive formation. It hits. Go ahead and roll damage. As it rakes across the snow-covered form of this creature. It's looking hurt, but still able to keep its form. What's that?
I have a hawk fly over here.
Okay. Alright. This guy is gonna throw a snowball at you, Relbin.
Okay.
16 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. As it sort of strikes your new armor, the snakeskin armor, and sort of bounces off of it. Alright. It is Glare's turn. I don't know if he's back yet. He said he was getting coffee.
Oh.
I'll pilot his character. He's gonna try to use full movement to try to get somewhere. 5, 10. That's it. Wait, no, he has 60
Why
feet.
would he go deeper into the thing when there's, like...
Well, he's trying to get to one of the golems.
Oh.
I guess he could go like 5.
Back.
Like slide down the cliff.
No, I just didn't think he would try to go deeper into it because it seems like it's kind of dumb, but whatever.
Okay, well, we'll ask him what he does on his turn. We'll ready his action.
Okay.
Okay, this snow golem is going to try to hit you, Xena.
Okay.
3 attacks. 22 to hit.
Yes.
So you take...
Oh, God.
11 points of damage as the first slam attack hits you. Second
Okay.
attack, it's a crit.
Oh, God. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Take 27 points
I'm about dead.
of bludgeoning damage. Third hit. 11, so it misses.
I'm dead.
No, it misses. It
Oh.
misses the AC.
I have
So
3 HP.
it strikes down, and you're like, your eyes widen as you've taken 2 strong hits from this gigantic snow golem. But yeah, you dodge out of the way of the last one in the nick of time. Jeff, you're up.
Let's see. I can't even see him anymore, so I guess I'm just gonna. Oh, how far can I go? 5, 10, 30.
These lights are gone, by the way. Forgot.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the one that's up on the hillside. Let's see.
Okay, it does have a bit of cover because it has the high ground, but go for it.
Yeah, that's fine. Disadvantage, right?
No. It's just
Oh.
AC is a little higher, but go for it.
Oh, you killed the one in front of me?
Yeah.
Ralph
So
did, yeah.
yeah, they both hit. So you kill it as you launch 2 Eldritch Blasts with you. Pull out your sword, cut twice into the air, forming an X. Strikes the snow golem, destroying it, and splashing Xena in the face with some snow.
And I just kind of like fall into the snow forward as I swing.
Harry
both
basically
swords.
held your action, Glare, because he didn't know what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so we'll go back to you now, Glare, since you were away. But what did you want to do with everything?
Oh, I probably would have swung at it and then started running.
No, it was like
was already
then
dead.
It was your turn.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know what you wanted
Eight
to do.
start the long trek to the next one.
Oh, shit, he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know why.
I can cast
Harry
magic
was-
missile again. You know what? Let's
Harry
do
was
that.
gonna
I'll
have
cast
you do
magic
that,
missile.
but
Yeah, but Xena's like, why would he do that? And it's
I was
like,
like,
I was
that
like,
would
I
make
just
more
think that's what would make
longer
sense.
Magic missile. The first level.
All right, Xena, you're up.
I'm using all of my spell slots.
Oh, you're
for
doing
magic.
it. Oh, okay. Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it. Make an attack roll with, or not an attack roll, but cast your missiles. So yeah, you shoot your wand out. The missiles.
That's not my wand. That's my spell slots. I'm not
Oh,
using the
okay.
wand.
So yeah, you shoot the missiles out of your palm. These purple beams sort of fly out, and they strike into the golem, not missing at all. It is looking very hurt now as you're breaking off bits of its body into the snow. Xena, you're up.
okay, I shadow step to it.
Bloop. Yep.
I guess I'll go over on this side.
Okay. So you teleport behind it as your shadowy form appears from the shadows of the bushes behind it. As you go for an uppercut with the shadowy form, and then you apparate in that same spot fully and strike it in the mouth for 7 points of damage, or 8 and 7. How do you want to do this?
I just uppercut it.
You knock its head off its body completely, and it falls to the ground, dead in a lump of snow.
Yay! I come back to the camp. I'm like, oh, I'm freezing. Oh.
Blair starts trying to climb back down.
Glaire's, you guys watch as Glaire's still struggling through the thorns and weeds, and it takes him a good, 30 seconds to get back to you
30
guys.
minutes? 30 minutes?
30 seconds. You're just watching him just
Oh, that's not very long.
I know. But I mean, he's going as hard as he can through this.
Fine, I got this. Don't need help.
Are we able to take a long rest now?
Can certainly try.
Well, how much do we heal for long rests?
Full HP.
Okay.
So yeah, as the battlefield goes quiet, Glare struggles his way down the hills and cliffs through the plant growth, the thick plant growth. The area is now quiet as the aurora shimmers, illuminating the landscape.
Okay, well, I try to go meditate for 4 hours, which is equivalent to a long rest for an elf.
Okay. You're meditating. Is everyone else turning in for the night?
Uh,
I was gonna say I'm literally just like passed out in the snow in front of the tent, I'm just like spent.
I think we should still keep watch, so I can keep watch for a little bit.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything for now. Okay. As the night continues, Jeff, you're exhausted, beaten, hurt. Glare, you're frustrated. You're going to bed. You hate.
Tell us when we get to 4 hours.
I'll get there. As you meditate, Jeff.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. You find yourself in a different area. The snow around you, you find yourself caught in a snowstorm as a flurry of ice and snow kicks up around your face and eyes. And when you open your eyes, you see before you a young baby wolf, and you're at the scene of this massacre. There's blood all over, sort of tainting the white snow all around. Wolves are dead all around you, their blood sort of seeping into the snow. And one baby wolf is huddling up against one of the dead wolves, whimpering. It's a unique looking animal with one purple eye and one green eye, the baby wolf, and like a gray whitish coloration to its fur. Up above you see 3 giant vultures circling. What do you do?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, cool. No, it's my Discord's acting fucking weird. So... Man. So I walk up to the wolf, and I kneel down in front of him. And I just kind of like whisper to him, "You remind me of myself some years ago." And I pick him up, and I draw my sword, and I look up at the vultures, and I say, "Come and get him if you think you can."
Roll initiative.
Your 6 health or whatever you've got right now.
7 hull. I have 7 hull.
Alright. The vultures are coming at you, one by one, as they want their meal. Alright. 13 to hit. One of them snaps at you with its beak. The other is going to come at you with its talons. Oh my god. 11 points of damage.
I'm down.
You let the wolf go. And that's it. Everything goes dark. The dream ends. You all wake up the next day, back, fully healed, even you, Jeff. Except Jeff, you are feeling exhausted, like absolutely exhausted. You are suffering from 1 point of exhaustion after the everything today and then what happened in your dream. Which means for 24 hours you have disadvantage on ability checks for the time being. So you're just completely beat. But the rest of you are up and awake. You can tell that Jeff is looking really rough and really tired right now. What do you all do first thing in the morning?
Well, Glare produces a second needle and walks back over to Xena and said,
Made good use of it, so don't see any reason not to have another one.
as he hands it to her this time.
Yay.
That is such a cool ability. I need to do long resting. Get D beyond. Nice. Alright. Packing up, Cap?
Yes.
Yep.
So. you all-
I go up to Jeff whenever they're not right next to him and ask if he's okay.
I just kind of like slow smirk at her for the time being.
It looks like you got a very good rest.
I don't get very many of those these days. It's fine, Zena. I'll be alright.
Okay. You all begin to pack up, get ready to leave. You got your sled dogs ready. Balto, Togo at the ready. Kendall, Amara, they're all there, ready to go.
You wrote them down, didn't you?
Yeah. Make, you know what your favorite rolls are, survival checks to see.
Not my favorite.
Relvin and Xena, see how well you can navigate through this cold winter. Yeah, you guys actually end up losing a lot of time here, and it takes you pretty much a lot longer than you thought to get back to Bryn Shander, and by you arrive, it's already nighttime the next day due to the sort of severe cold and terrain that you've had to deal with. You do have to make a few stops along the way just to like let the dogs rest and things like that, and you do pass by another lake. What do you guys? Would you guys do anything during the stops?
Glare, during the lake one, will take out the fishing rod with the hook of the wondrous hook he's got.
Okay, does everybody want to go fishing again?
Let's do this. I got my own fishing rod now. Ha ha! Mine's better.
Yeah.
By the ones you made.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, so everyone, so we'll say you guys find a good spot to fish, and so Xena and Relbin make athletics checks as you try to fight against the knucklehead trout. I love this. I love this whole mini. I love it so much.
So, at the end of an uninterrupted hour of immersion, do we have that long? Yeah, I guess we have that wrong. Roll a d6.
All right, so Xena, you catch your fish, no problem, as you pull it out of the water, and Relvin, surprisingly, you do as well. You managed to catch your fish. It rolled a 4, and you got a 5.
Oh, damn.
For you, Relvin. So yeah, so you both managed to catch your knucklehead trout. So you each have one of those now, as you catch this wriggling fish. And so, how does yours work, Blair?
So it doesn't even. I don't even think I have to actually be fishing with it.
So-
I just kind of sit it in the water and come back to it after an hour.
Yeah.
And
So while you guys are over here actually fishing, Blair just sort of sets the pole down, goes and starts doing something else, tinkering with something, and you come back and you get what?
I caught a green with copper band fish.
And what's that do?
This tasty fish provides a day's worth of nourishment to one creature that eats it.
Yay.
This fish loses its property and rots if not eaten within 24 hours of being caught.
Okay, so what do you do with this magical fish?
Glare takes it and kind of, after realizing what it is, he just kind of walks over and just drops it on Jeff's lap and just says,
You look like you could use this right now.
What?
He like plops his fish down in my lap.
He's just like plopping in his lap in the cold winter like a
Claire's
wet
not gonna
fish.
cook it.
I've been sitting here like I'm smoking on my pipe, and he just drops his fish in my lap. And I just kind of look at it,
Yeah, it's wet.
and I just kind of look back at Glare.
You're welcome.
Just I don't even know what to say to him. I'm just like,
No, it's a magical fish, I swear.
uh-huh. What am I supposed to do with it, Pat?
I don't know, eat it. Oh, right, you guys need things like that cooked, don't you? Hey, Zeta!
Yeah.
Maybe you could make something with this. Just saying. I mean, I'm not a
Sure.
very good cook.
I gladly will take it.
Okay, so Xena, he gives you a really nice looking fish. Like, it's unique. It's not like the normal fish you guys get, these knucklehead trout. They look kind of red and they have big heads, like kind of like that. Like they're
Yeah.
big old chonker fish. This one is different looking. It looks like it's got, what'd you say, a green stripe or something on it?
It is a green with copper band fish.
Green with copper bands. So it's a green fish with these like copper
Like
bands.
a trout, I guess, or something.
On it. It looks nice. What would you like to do?
I mean, I want to try to cook it.
Yeah, let's cook this freaking thing. All right, so make a cooking check.
Is it +6, I think.
Yeah. Actually have. Okay. Oh, that's excellent fish. All right, so go ahead and roll a 1d50 for me.
A D50?
A
Jesus.
d50. 5. Okay. Is that a d50? Yeah. Okay. You create trout jerky in a hot onion broth with crusty bread.
Yay, this is so great.
And you serve it with mashed parsnips that you found dug throughout your gathering
stash.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds so good.
yeah. So she serves you all this bowl of wonderful trout with her mashed parsnips. It smells really good, especially with that roll.
Damn.
Yeah. You guys are full for the rest of the day.
Nice.
Don't have to eat or worry about anything. Okay. So,
I want to do that more often.
yeah, I know. Yeah, but
Those, I like that fishing. Now that I actually have a fishing rod, that thing, like, some of the things you can get from it are kind of cool.
okay. So yeah, now what do you want? Do you want to continue your journey? You're really close to town by now. You can pretty much go to any city you want. Some of the other ones are a little further away, but where is your destination? Are you going back to Bryn Shander? Are you like, what's the plan?
We're pretty close to our time for meeting with Villain or whatever her name was, right?
Yes. You've probably got about 1 day left, roughly.
I guess, do we want to go get some supplies, then go meet her?
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
Try to hawk some of the stuff we've got.
Okay. So yeah, Bryn Shander then?
Sure. It's the biggest town, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys make your way up to Bryn Shander, the walled city, the most fortified city in all of 10 towns. Let me move you to the map so you can see it. Yeah. So you guys are coming from the north gate at this point, which coincidentally seems to be right next to the North Look Inn, which is where you all have been staying at. So you enter in through the north gate. You see the familiar inn that you stayed at, actually the first night here in Icewind Dale. And so yeah, what do you guys do?
I guess Glaire's in good spirits. Not sure if he wants to force Jeff to do anything.
If you really want, I can probably see if I can find some buyers for some of the stuff we got here. You can put a leg up or something like that. That's how they say it, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll have Zeta. She's better at talking to people than me.
Well,
Me?
you know what?
Um,
On second thought,
no, better.
get me a whiskey and let's go.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so you would know that the main store here is the Black Iron Blades shop with the guy that sold you the Krampenze, you know that guy. So you could go to his shop, and he's about he's towards the center of town. So if you just keep walking south, you'll eventually get to his place. So as you guys kind of make your way through the town, you notice that as you step with your boots through the snow-covered streets, it is getting dark at this point, like nighttime. Probably these shops might be closing soon, but you're stepping through the streets, which are dimly lit by these unevenly spread out candles, and you see that it's still a little busy, and there are people actually. A lot more people in Bryn Shander than you remember before. People who seem to be struggling, and Xena, something catches you as a little girl that appears to be holding like a pink bunny rabbit, and she seems to be like she just looks very malnourished and is just sort of sitting alone on the side of the street.
Well, I go up to her and I'm like, are you okay? Would you like a cookie?
She sort of looks up at you weakly, sniffs around, and you just see like tears rolling down her eyes. And she'll stand up and she'll go and she'll grab. You just kind of lay out like a plate of cookies for her, or like in your hands. Yeah. So you produce cookies for her, and she gets her little pink bunny rabbit, and she takes a couple of the cookies and she's eating them, and she seems to smile.
Aw.
Okay. So yeah, but it does seem like the general mood of the town is quite down. There's a lot of refugees here, and they're still trying to figure out how to feed everyone and keep this place going. So as you make your way down to the Black Iron Blades, the familiar dwarf appears, and he says, "Oh, hey, it's you guys. How can I help you? We're about to close, but you're some of my favorite customers, and you haven't been here in a while. How's it been?"
So I put back the last of the whiskey that was in my hand. And I'm like, well, we came to see if we could do a little bartering with you.
Hey, you okay? You don't look very good there.
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, I know it's been rough on everybody here, but try to stay safe, if you can.
Yeah,
Take it easy.
so yeah, will you take a look at this stuff?
Yeah, all right. So what are you trying to sell this guy?
I don't know. I'm gonna let Glare decide that. I'm just there to fucking talk smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff to sell.
Okay.
Oh fuck, I have disadvantage on this ability check, don't I?
Yeah, you do. That's
God damn it.
He'd probably take the fabric off her hands, I imagine.
Yeah.
And maybe the Griffin figurine.
Okay. So you want to try to sell that?
Yeah, let's try for those two. That's a pretty good amount of gold for now.
Okay. So yeah, you try to sell them. So what do you say to try to get a good price there, Jeff? F.
Flash of genius.
Okay.
So
That's
the
literally
15?
Yeah, 15.
So I'm just like, we thought maybe you would like this stuff. This figurine is like, it looks very rare, very priceless item. The cloth looks like it would be very good for.
Well, there's gold inlay in both of these things, so I think that really adds to the value if I were to guess myself.
Glare kind of interjects.
Jeff just kind of glares at him. He glares at Glare.
Glare shrugs.
Tell you what, this stuff does look it does look pretty good. The cloth will help with all the refugees from the other cities might be able to make some stuff. Tell you what, I'll buy it at normal price, and so he'll buy it for the price that I told you, Blair, the full price of the gold.
By
So
my
he
math.
gives you however much gold. How much gold did we say all that stuff was worth?
For the Griffin figurine and the 9 pieces of fabric, 475 gold.
Okay, so yeah, figure out how to split that between you all in a way that makes sense. And you have 475 gold. As he puts a giant bag of gold on the table.
It's 118.75 per.
Okay,
So
we
basically-
sold that stuff.
How much?
118 gold, 75 silver.
118 gold, 75 silver.
Well, yeah, silver. Oh wait, is Electrum below gold? Or is
Yes, Electrum. Or wait, yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it's between gold and silver, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I've never played with Electrum.
I haven't either. This is gold, silver, copper. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I typically don't bother with the other currency types because
Is what?
it's annoying.
Yeah. That's fine. Just 219 gold. Be done.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you managed to sell that stuff off. What else would you like to do?
I guess we'll need to spend some of this gold on supplies.
They don't really have food right now.
Uh,
So if you're looking for food, you're gonna have to either hunt it yourself, do more fishing, eat good berries. Well, whatever you've got to do.
yeah.
For today, though, you're fine after that awesome meal that Xena made. But yeah, whatever you want to do.
It's up to you guys. Jeff is like, he's mildly inebriated to like help with like the just shit ass fucking day he has had.
Well, I suppose we could try to see if they have anything.
They probably
Also
wouldn't-
beer
we've
back.
already been through here, kind of. We already know what they've got from market. They don't really have anything too magical.
Yeah,
we can find.
they mostly have normal adventuring supplies, a lot of mining tools and climbing tools, winter clothes.
And we're pretty set on all that. So I guess for now, I
Yeah.
guess we could just take a night at the tavern with our newly found riches.
Okay.
Stop by the temple to see copper.
Oh, okay.
Good point. I'd forgotten we had to do that.
Yeah, so you go see Copper, and you sort of knock on the temple door, and opening the door, you see a gnome about 3.5 feet tall, and he sort of looks at you, and he says, "Oh, you're back. It's been a long time. Did you manage to check on my friend Macadius?"
Yes, we did manage to get to him, and unfortunately, he had passed during one of his experiments.
Oh, shoot. Damn it. I knew that thing was dangerous. I tried to tell him, but you see that he's looking pained and grief-stricken.
So you say he's very emotional right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and use calm emotions on him
Okay.
with my bracers.
Okay. You sort of put a hand on his shoulder to try to comfort him, and as you do, your magic flows, and it sort of calms him down a bit. He stops crying, and he's...
It's okay. He passed. The next.
Thank you.
He got.
Go ahead.
It was. If I had to guess, it was instantaneous and pain-free. and he's in a better place now.
The gnome will nod, and he will say, "If you ever are in need of healing or of the services of the Morning Lord, you and your friends are welcome here."
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'll say, till we meet again in Gnomish, and
He will respond likewise and nod to you. So yes, you guys have a new ally now. House of the Morning Lord.
We had something in this hellscape.
Doing a good deed sometimes pays off. All right. So you want to head back to the tavern at this point, you said, Claire?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
All right, you head to the tavern, and does anyone want to do anything at night or before going to bed and waking up?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Do I? Maybe I want to switch some spells around, but I can do that anyways. Actually, I might do that.
Yes. So night falls, morning comes. Jeff, you are no longer exhausted. You've got your.
He might not be here right now.
Okay. Well, he's no longer exhausted, but as you make your way downstairs from the bedrooms, you do see Velen is waiting downstairs on the promised day of your arrival. And she just sort of says, "Oh, right on time. Very well then. Excellent. I love promptness." So, what did you learn?
Oh, things.
Interesting. Well, excellent.
we did manage to get in to see Velish Gaunt.
Oh, and what did that fool have to say?
I'm gonna look to our Xena. Or
He said that I don't remember. He said something about how he didn't know about getting there, and that we should see somebody else.
Useless as always.
Jeff will stumble down the stairs finally and stop and be like, he talked about some other person in an orb and all this other fucking bullshit.
We mentioned a Nas Lamatir.
Yes, that guy would know.
Oh, so we have to find Nas. Last I heard, Nas was trying to go where we are. That is
What?
Aurel's abode. Very well. I managed to learn something myself, and perhaps of a way for us to reach the island where we may be able to find the Codicil of White. The island where this frost giant castle resides. Our means of transportation may surprise you, but we are going to take a whale.
I'm sorry, I must have misheard, because it sounded like a lot like you said whale.
Yes, a whale.
Okay. Just making sure I got that.
fascinating.
There is a whale that peculiarly is able to speak common via some magical means that I'm not sure any of us understand, but the whale is named Angajuk, and I happen to have learned the location of his pier. So, we simply need to befriend this whale and ask for safe passage to the island where this frost giant fortress resides. What do you say?
I feel like this is not going to be as simple as saying, hey, give us a ride, Mr. Will.
Oh, we might have to befriend the whale. But surely you all have dealt with worse things.
I mean, Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Flashback of like a few days ago when we almost got eaten by a fucking dragon.
Well, at any rate, we can leave whenever you all would like. The sooner the better, obviously, but take your time. You have been all around the frozen tundra for the last week, so if you need to visit any areas of 10 Towns before you go, this may be your last chance for a while, as we...
Try to get some more information on the place at the very least.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, I'll be ready. I'll be waiting here. Just let me know when you're ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Hey,
Yep.
hey, Perry.
uh-huh.
Just FYI, you left me on my little mini map by myself.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Good.
There you go.
Oh yeah, now I can see the.
Wait, I can prepare. Ooh. Okay, I'm taking that for this day. Okay, I'm taking that spell.
Okay. So yeah, what do you guys do? Is there anything else you want to do? Or...
No.
Okay.
I guess try to get some more information. I wouldn't mind seeing if anyone knew about that dragon, because there been a dragon around the area? Because no one seemed to mention it when we were here last time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See what you can learn about the dragon.
Yeah, be nice.
All right, make a investigation check as you try to overhear or listen to any.
Guidance him?
What?
Can I guidance him?
Yeah, yeah. You can guide it.
My investigation is natural 1. Plus a d4?
Yep.
A natural 1.
Yes. Blair just pissed everyone off. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh no!
Yeah, you don't hear anyone saying anything about any sort of dragon. Unfortunately, Claire, as you, they're mostly talking
I'm
about
rolling like shit tonight.
refugees and how to survive and things like that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so do you guys just want to go straight to the...
Yeah,
Well-
I give up trying to learn things.
Okay, cool.
Time to fucking YOLO.
Xena, would you like to do anything, or you just want to go find this whale?
Find the whale.
Okay. So you guys gather up the sled dogs. You go back to Velen. You tell her you would like to go back to this whale place, and it's kind of a bit of backtracking for you, as it's a bit to the north, which is kind of like where you came from, a little bit, but further to the east this time. So you're kind of going. Let me clear the map so you can see. You are going up here, roughly, this time. So, you get the sled dogs. You begin to go there. You mush them up, and actually, before you go, Velen will say to you, "We're probably not going to be able to take the sled dogs with us this time, unfortunately, since we'll be traveling by whale, and it's likely to be very perilous where we go. It'd probably be best to leave them here with someone you trust. Is there
We
anyone?
don't really know anyone here.
I mean, we could leave them. We could leave them with. Didn't the church guys say they'd be willing to help out? I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
They did.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the Thunder people.
Oh, right, we have 10 temporary HP, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
have
yeah.
10 temp HP, and yeah, so you can drop your dogs off at the church, and
Okay.
Copper will look after them for you.
Okay.
As you go on your trip. Her sleds, she does have 2 extra sleds, and they're piloted by zombie dogs. So it's fine to just leave them in the cold forever. They don't need to eat or drink or food or anything. So,
Why is everyone around me just, summoning undead things lately?
there's surprisingly a lot of undead going on in this campaign so far.
Jeff, this person, Xena,
Yeah?
nothing.
What?
All right. So as you all begin to make your way north on the zombie sled dogs, we will fast travel it. You make your way up to this pier.
Oh, before we get there, does anyone want a ring of warmth?
I can't equip it right now, so
I can't
Yeah,
put
just
it in.
won't do me any good.
So you're all cold as hell.
I have a thermal cube. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yes. So as you go, I'm going to move you to a different map here real quick. I have to move Jeff separately now, which is really weird. Okay.
He's always been a bit of a loner.
Where are you guys? Oh. I'll copy you from this map. Don't mind me. Alright. So you arrive at this pier, and you see that there is a rowboat that is stuck in the ice, trapped against a 10-foot long wooden pier. The pier is ice glazed, and it looks very slippery. You see that there's a small... hold on. There's a small... like off into the distance, like to the north. I don't know how far you can see, but let me see.
See pretty much the whole way.
Yeah. So up to the north, like right around here,
Yeah.
up here on this like little platform thing, you see a 1 foot diameter copper bell that dangles from a 10-foot wooden pole attached to this short wooden pier. The bell comes with a rope and a clapper.
The clapper.
To clap the bell, of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
claps
that's
the
what
bell.
it's called. Okay.
Yes, and you also see near you to the east there is a small domed cabin that faces out towards the bay. There's a bloated door covered in ice, and dormant barnacles hang slightly ajar on the rusted hinges.
So, what do we do?
So Velen will say, well, from the rumors that I heard, we simply need to ring the bell and then wait.
Should we tell her about the dragon that's around this area?
A dragon?
Yes.
Why does no one know about a dragon? It seems the kind of thing that everyone would have heard about by now.
Yeah. Quite a large one. And I'll tell her about where we saw it.
How
Really?
large?
Didn't get a good look, but very large.
Wait, did we know it was white or could we tell?
Yeah, it was white. You could tell.
Yeah,
it
we
was
tell
white.
her.
She says, that was likely Arveaturus, the ancient white dragon. You all are lucky to still be alive. Despite being blind, it's still a
I'm sorry,
formidable
it's
threat.
blind?
Yes. It's a very old, ancient white dragon.
That makes so much more sense.
That would explain how we were able to get away.
Some offer sacrifices to Arveaturus, typically in the form of reindeer or treasure.
Well, it's a good thing they don't know who took this stuff. Anyways, so what are we doing with the whale here?
Well, simply we need to ring that bell, get up there, ring the bell, and then we wait for the whale to appear. Who wants to be the one that rings it?
I mean, I guess. Does the person who ring it have to do the talking?
I'll just step out onto this pier in front of us and kind of like tap the ice with my sword to see if it's solid.
Yeah, the ice is solid, and actually, like ahead of you as you get onto the pier and look over, like between the rocks, you see that there is a large hole in the ice. Like
for fishing.
yeah, like you could go fishing or
Summon a whale.
summon a whale.
So I just look out and like while they're still talking, I just kind of hop down on the ice and start walking out there towards you.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not like rushing or anything. I'm just walking.
Yes. You walk slowly to the bell. Make a perception check.
Perception check.
Jeff doesn't see shit.
No, yeah, you do. With that roll, you do. You see that there are some giant vultures circling. All of you see it. Are you guys following Jeff, or is he just going out there alone?
Yeah, I'll follow Jeff.
Okay, so you're all following him. And so Jeff points out to you that there are some vultures flying above.
Can I tell what they're flying? Like what's directly below them?
They're just sort of circling the entire area, probably like around here. They're not circling over anything in particular.
Hey Perry, you might want to like leave and rejoin.
Reconnect, yeah.
Yeah, they're just circling the general area. You can't really tell that it's anything in particular.
Jeff contemplates Eldritch blasting the nearest one and then keeps walking towards the pier.
Okay. Yeah, so the rest of you see that Jeff points that out, and you look up at the vultures.
What would vultures want out here? Are they just hoping to see fish or something? Or that seems strange to me.
Would I be able to make an educated guess?
Yeah, make an insight check. See if you can see how they're acting and behaving. That's probably enough. You can wager that they're probably very hungry. The vultures.
They seem to be flying in a way that indicates that they're hungry.
Vultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they think they're gonna get a meal out here?
I'm just gonna shake my head.
Is there something under the water, like?
Make a perception check. You don't see anything in the water that would make you think. Like, there's no dead carcasses of fish or anything.
Are we ringing the bell?
Well, hold on. I am going to, as a ritual, cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you had that spell.
All right, so you pull out your book, Jeff, and you begin reading it, and you begin, doing your incantation for a few minutes, and you
Glare, elbow, Xena. I didn't know he could read.
Yes.
I pull out my wand of web and like hold it up in the air, and then I put it back in my pocket.
Okay. So what are you gonna call out to them, or what are you doing? You can now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call out to them and ask them why they're out here. Everybody else just hears me.
Yeah. So you hear Jeff going like a crazy vulture, and the 3 of these giant vultures come down, each of them like bigger than you, and they'll say, "Meat, meat, meat, meat."
Oh my god.
I'll just say where.
We want meat. He glares at you.
Mine.
Mine? Yeah, he glares at you. It looks hungry.
I'm like, I'm not meat. I pull my sword out and point at him.
Okay, well, roll initiative then.
I'm sorry, we're fighting vultures?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean it like I would attack him. I'm just saying, I'm not meat.
Okay, so
Threatening.
so intimidation check. You
I can do that.
Make an intimidation check.
Fuck.
Roll initiative.
He's
All of
stuck
us?
in
Just
intimidating people.
I have a +5. Are you kidding me?
I know,
Sure.
that's why I'm laughing though.
There we go.
Oh.
Roll initiative.
It's fine. I
I
want to
have
kill
not
these
seen it.
assholes
We can help.
anyway.
Yeah, you can help. You're all there.
18 and a 2. Can I have the 18, please, Perry?
I don't even. Oh, 16. Okay.
All right, I'll just move you guys like up around
I don't
this.
see my character. Oh, there it is.
Okay. All right. Rolling initiative. All right. Is yours actually 2, Glare? Or did you roll higher?
No, I rolled twice. The first one was an 18.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta figure out a better way of doing that. Maybe just roll.
Relbin, you're the first one up.
Okay. Huh.
They're currently landed, actually, like around Jeff.
Okay, well, I wouldn't. What would I do in this situation? What would Relvin do in this situation?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do they look they definitely have hostile intent?
They're hostile at Jeff right now because he pointed a sword at them and threatened them and rolled a natural 1, and now they're pissed.
Okay. I'm gonna try and calm them down by talking to them.
All right, what would you like to say?
Easy, easy.
It's sort of
There's no
one-
need to fight.
One of them turns and snaps at you and says, "Meat!"
Huh. No rolls?
You can.
Try.
Yeah, try to make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like they're just
Ouch.
really hungry, and Jeff pissed them off.
Okay, looks like we're doing this, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm going to do something weird. Need to move. This is a hole?
That's like a rock formation.
Oh, it's a rock formation?
Yes. It's basically like an arching rock.
I'm gonna face step
Okay.
to here.
Okay.
And I gotta look that up now. F.
Just give him a cookie.
I'm going to,
I don't think a cookie's meat, Cena.
hold on a second, I'm looking for,
Well, I can make
Like-
meat cookies.
I'm sorry, what?
my face step does something, so I'm looking that up.
It's like a wisdom save or something.
I think it's a wisdom save, it is wisdom saving throw. It's DC 12.
Yeah, so it succeeds. It sort of shrugs off your effects. Seems singularly focused on getting its meat.
They both have both of these have to.
Okay, both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
One of them fails. Okay.
Nice. Which one?
The one to the right.
Okay.
Of the
so
map.
this one?
Yeah, this guy. So what happens to him?
He's charmed.
Okay. He's got a pink dot. So he sort of turns to you. And he seems to have calmed down, and he's on your side for now.
Yep.
Claire, you're up.
That's my bonus action, by the way.
Okay, go ahead. What's your action?
I'm just looking to see if it's okay. Damaging its companions does not break it, so I'm going to produce flame. This one.
Okay, go ahead and make a attack roll. The vulture.
Yeah.
So you produce a flame in your hand as it ignites, and you chuck it at this hungry bird that's looking for a meal.
I'm gonna say, leave now.
Okay. It looks hurt, but not quite bloodied or anything. Glare, you're up.
See, we're good at diplomacy as always, Jeff.
Galaire's going to come up. I guess, can I stand here where the bell is?
Yeah. So
Get
you
in front of Jeff.
climb up to the bell.
So that one's charmed. I guess I will hit the one that it's. You said you were hitting this one here, right?
No, left.
Oh, you're that one. Okay, I'll continue hitting it. I'll pull out Fragorak and swing it a
Okay.
couple times.
Hit it. So you beat this giant bird that hits. 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you strike the bird in the neck. You hit it again. You snap its neck and the bird falls to the ground dead.
You just need to put a little force behind your words. Just say it, Jeff.
Alright. Jeff, you're up.
So Jeff is not answering Glare at all. Like, he's just upset by the sight of these vultures. And just, like, he's just pissed.
Okay. Go for it.
So he's just gonna... Well... I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him beside me now.
Okay. The one to the south. Okay. So you pull out your sword, it apparates out of thin air, and you slash twice with it. In a pile of feathers and blood, the vulture explodes in front of you, Xena, as Jeff just massacres the giant vulture in front of you.
Oh my god.
I just turn to the other one, and I point my sword at it menacingly, like you know who.
It turns its head. It currently thinks you're its friends. The bird's turn.
Oh, that's the one that he cursed. I forgot.
It flies around. It flies around. It lands by you, Relvin.
Did you skip me?
Oh, did I? Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I did on accident. Sorry, Xena, it's your turn. So this friendly bird is sitting here. After Jeff's bird explodes in your face in a pile of blood and sinew and guts, what would you like to do to the bird over here that hasn't done anything?
I just hold my action for now, but I just didn't want you to skip me.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to. My apologies. This bird then will fly to you, Relvin, and it will nuzzle up against you. And it's just
He's good at this.
happy sitting there.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the name of the whale again?
Angajuk.
Angajuk, it sounds angry.
Angajuk.
Hello there. What can you tell us about Angajuk?
Whale! Big. Big whale. Food?
I'll pull out a little bit of meat, fish.
Oh, okay.
Give it to the bird.
It takes the fish from you and begins eating it. It seems happy now.
1 second.
That seems like to you that's all it really wanted. Was some food.
Well, there's some meat right here now, and Claire kind of kicks one of the vultures.
Peace. I can tell the bird.
It's a happy bird now.
Okay.
Jeff
It's a
sees
happy
his sword,
move.
and then he walks up and just like rings the bell without even like he's not even talking to anybody right now. He just rings the bell.
Well, I'm gonna stealth when he rings the bell.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check. And so yeah, you ring the bell, and as you do so, Velen is sort of has finished putting away her sled zombie dogs somewhere in the building below, and she is next to you all now, and she looks at the dead vultures and feathers and blood now covering the ice. She's like, "Oh my, what What happened here? This
We
is-
were negotiating.
Oh my goodness. Well, all right then. Yeah. So we should just wait here for a while. Supposedly the whale will come by eventually, and she'll just sort of peer down the watering hole. So there is some time here. About 30 minutes pass. Does anyone want to do anything during the 30 minutes? Xena, you're
I
stealthing.
fish. Can I fish?
You're fishing?
Also?
Yeah, fish.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make
I'll
a.
fish as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke and make a cool ass freaking like wolf.
Okay, performance checks for you.
Glaire's just maintaining his armor at this point.
Oh,
Well, for Jeff. For
Yeah.
you guys, it's strength.
God damn.
All right, let's see if you can defeat
and
the
you
fish.
have a +5 too, Jeff. So it's weird.
Well, Jeff's a little upset right now. Someone blame him. Jeff's really upset right now.
I want the magic fish. I want the magic fish.
We need an hour to do that.
All right, so Xena, you try to fish, but the fish wins and pulls you into the water.
Ah!
Can I use Flash of Genius to prevent that?
Doesn't help. Well,
Okay.
actually,
Okay.
yeah, it would. If you use that, then it
I'm
would
gonna
help
use
her.
it.
Okay.
Regardless if it helps, I said I was going to use it, so I'm using it regardless.
Okay, yeah. So you use it, and you manage to. You see Xena struggling again, but this time like a metallic rope sort of comes out of your arm and wraps around her waist. Like,
Yay.
not again. You just pull her, helping her get
As
the
he
fish.
pulls her back to
Yeah. So you have a fish now, Xena, and you're saved by
Yay.
Blair. And Relbin, you also catch your fish, no problem. Jeff, you try to make a smoke thing, but you're just too frustrated right now with everything that's happened. You're angry as shit.
Glaire's
Pissed.
gonna kind of sit beside him while he's polishing his Fragraph's like, so, I mean, is everything okay? You seem on edge.
No, Claire, it's not okay.
Oh crap. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Can I help at all? Oh, thank God, there's a whale.
I just was like looking at him, and I'm just kind of like, no. Unless you can take these powers or kill the Frost Maiden for me.
As you as you are talking with Glare, behind you, Jeff, unnoticing, you don't notice, but a giant whale rises to the surface as you're like berating Glare, like yelling at him, and this whale from behind just rises up, and you as you look at the whale, it appears to have like something on its back. It has like an empty ship attached to the top of it, like to the top of the whale. And as it sort of comes up, it expels through its blowhole a bit of moisture into the air, and you see next to the whale are two dolphins, and they look really happy. And the whale says to you, "Hello, I am Angajuk, but you can call me Aang."
I honestly was not expecting it to actually speak common.
Fascinating.
I'm a whale.
I'm a whale.
Can I do detect magic? I
Yeah.
imagine it probably is magical.
It'll take you 10 minutes to do that. but
Yeah. I guess you guys get to deal with the whale while I figure this out. Like, what the hell?
I just say, well, we're trying to request passage and was wondering if you can help us.
Oh, I didn't know you spoke whale.
Do I have to roll?
No.
What? Oh, okay.
It says,
It's from
I-
freaking finding.
where would you like to go? The whale says.
You want to go to... What was the name?
Tell him the island. The island.
Island.
Oh, I don't like the island.
Well, what can we do to...
There's a bird. It hates me. Wants to eat me.
What if I give you a cookie?
I don't know what that is.
Well, here, try one.
What bird are you talking about?
It's a big bird. White big bird. Big bird.
Would I have an idea what type of animal, bird it might be?
It's
Based
really
on-
big. Yeah, make a survival, or actually make a nature check.
Oh.
I'm giving it a
God.
cookie.
Give me a
He's
cookie.
not-
You just throw a cookie in its enormous mouth,
I don't know.
and it doesn't. It says, I don't think I like cookies, but
Oh.
I like octopus. Can you get me an octopus?
I said, I don't know how do I get one?
Make a survival check.
Probably.
Okay.
Relbin, you, there's not very many birds you can think of that would threaten a giant freaking whale.
Except maybe a white fucking dragon he thinks is a
That's
bird.
not a bird.
Xena, you think you could fish up an octopus? You think you could find a place where you could catch an octopus if you tried? You think you know of a good spot nearby?
Like nearby?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go try.
Okay. All right. So Xena, you go, and you are going to fish for an octopus. You find a spot. You throw your line in. Oh no.
I'll try lucky.
Okay.
So,
Try lucky, yeah. If you want. Oh my god. So you
It's +0, so
you
it's
get
like, I'm-
you get pulled into the water. You get a bite, but you get pulled in the water.
oh, for the love of God.
It's freezing cold as you're afflicted by this frigid
Can I
water.
try lucky before I get pulled in?
Yeah, you can. Oh my god.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can't.
You're in the water. You're struggling. You're hanging on. What do you do? What do the rest of you do as you see Xena?
I guess this will break my concentration on the spell. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
for the love of...
Well,
I'll help her. I'll get her.
Okay.
Okay, what do you guys do to get her? She's in the water right now.
How deep off the shore is
She's
she?
about 10, let's say like 10 feet off the shore now. About 2 or 3 feet deep in the water.
Galaire's gonna try tossing her a rope.
Yeah.
Toss a rope. So Xena, you see a rope land next to you.
can I climb up it?
Yeah, you grab the rope. So you're freaking cold. Freezing cold.
Galaire
right
sets the
now.
thermal cube down beside her.
Yeah, but make a Constitution saving throw, Xena, as you're really, really cold right now. Okay, you manage to sit next to the thermal cube and try to get warm as best you can, but you sort of your muscles tense up and you manage to resist.
Okay, from now on,
the
make
bite.
sure I'm nearby before you try that, please.
Galaire is going to... I have a bit of an idea.
Yeah.
So, what if this bird thing couldn't actually see you? Like, maybe if you were, say, invisible or something, would you be willing to make the trip then?
You can make me invisible?
Well, according to the spell I just prepared last night, I can. It says one creature. Would that count as the whale?
You could certainly try. How long does it last?
It lasts an hour.
Okay.
But how long is the trip?
Oh, it's about... hold on. It's a fairly long amount of time.
I kind of figured it would be longer than an hour, so I'd have to cast it when we got there.
Yeah, 1 sec. It takes... Shoot, I thought it was in this thing. Hold on. It is... Takes about 3 days, it says. 3 days.
Well, just so happens I can make you invisible, so
Oh, that's really neat.
it is. I know. I'm quite proud of it
Do
myself.
you have an octopus?
We're working on the octopus. Zeta, how's the? Oh right, she's frozen.
Is that-
Relvin, how's the octopus?
I try
Okay,
again,
I'll
but
try
I'm
for
really
that.
bad at it.
Okay, so you cast your line to try to succeed. Relvin, make an
I get
athletic.
guidance myself.
Yeah. Make a check against the power of the octopus. You succeed. So Relvin tries hard. He's struggling against the octopus. Ugh. And out comes this orange octopus. And you catch it, and its tentacles wrap around your arm. So now you have an octopus on your arm
That is disgusting.
with its tentacles.
I asked Octopus if it would mind letting go.
It shoots ink at glare.
Why,
God.
Claire? Better not stain my fur.
Throw it in its mouth. Hurry.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw it in the whale's mouth.
Okay, you throw the octopus in the whale's mouth. The whale's very happy. I love octopus. Yes, I'll take you to the island. Just hop on my back. And the whale will go and sink lower to the water. And you see on its back is like a boat that you can sit in.
Like a ship or a boat?
Like a boat.
Okay, we hop on it.
Yay! Okay,
I'm
Villain,
like,
Villain will hop on as well. Does everybody hop on?
Yep.
Your vulture friend leaves with the rest of the fish.
It's the vulture.
Yes, and so as you guys begin to descend, a bubble forms around.
It is Bismarck.
Yeah, a bubble forms around the boat. This magical bubble, and you go
Yay.
into the water. So now you guys, I will send you this really cute little art that I really like. As you guys,
We go down.
as you guys go on an undersea adventure here.
Under the sea, da da da.
You see it?
Under the sea, da da da.
Yes. So it's
Our land,
cool.
it's better. Down where it's wetter. Take it from me, da da.
Yes. So as you begin making your way through the waters on the back of this giant sperm whale, it sort of takes its time. It takes a leisurely, meandering route.
Wait, does it talk to us on the way?
Yeah, it does. It does, and you're submerged for the vast majority of the trip, and it's sort of taking you through the waters, and it's as you're going through the frigid depths here, it's serving like a tour guide, and it's like, this is an abandoned ship where sometimes there are octopus. I love it.
I love octopus.
Yes. And it makes conversation with you guys from time to time.
This is amazing. This is the best thing since sliced bread and Icewind Ale.
Yes. It takes you past some other things. You see storm giant castles that are built down here, these huge castles that are like underneath, and you see these giant creatures sort of living down there, just from afar, and it's kind of bewildering. You see these cyclopean ruins of these just ruins down there that are like really that have like gigantic furnishings, and the whale will say, "That's where the giants used to live a long time ago.
What happened to them?
No one knows."
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
How long have you been
Nobody
here?
I've been here. I don't know.
As he panically reads the bloody book.
I don't know how old I am because I'm a whale.
How'd you learn to speak common?
Yeah.
A friend
I'm not
used
friends.
magic on me.
Oh,
I was wondering if it was magic. It has to be pretty powerful.
what friend?
He
Nobody knows.
he was my friend.
Well, what happened to him?
He left.
Why?
He had to go on an adventure to save someone. I don't know. He left me alone.
Is he coming back?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're making the whale sad.
The whale
I'm
sounds
sorry.
really upset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You hear like the cry of a whale echo out.
Can we fish while we're riding on
I
this
don't
whale?
know.
I don't think you can probably not fish while you're. It seems weird because you're
I was wondering.
moving. Like I don't know how that would work, but you can.
Oh, we can troll.
You do have 3 days on this journey as this whale is taking you through all the
We, like,
underwater
sleep
attractions.
on the whale and stuff. Like we're sleeping.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
you're
whale and
sleeping on the
taking
boat.
shifts and
Yeah,
stuff.
and Velen is there, and she's just trying not to like want to kill herself listening to this whale drone on and on about its whale life.
I'm like, have you ever used spices on octopi? It can actually be really good if you just put some cayenne pepper and maybe some rosemary and sage. It's really tasty, I'm sure.
I don't know what any of that is, but if it has octopus, I want it.
I don't know what any of that is either, but she uses it a lot, so I can recommend it.
Can you keep the bird away, please?
We'll definitely try.
Okay.
I'm really hoping invisibility works. So, just reading it, by the way, Perry, it says on a creature
Sure.
and anything it's carrying.
Okay, I'll. Anything.
Anything the target is wearing or carrying is
I mean,
invisible as
technically,
long
it's
as
carrying
on
you
that-
guys, so yeah, I'll
Yeah,
say it.
as long as it's on that target's person.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Reading that
Okay.
makes sense. It is technically carrying you, so yeah, you become invisible.
Well,
As we
once
get
we get
close.
close.
Invisible way.
it's
Yeah, as
not
you get
like-
close towards the 3rd day. But yeah, is there anything you all want to attempt or do while you're just on the 3-day trip? Anything you do?
I don't have materials or anything I can really work with, so Glaire's
Okay.
just going. He's been
That's
polishing
fine.
his armor for 3 days.
That's fine. I just want to know. Okay, cool.
Cook? Can I roll on the cooking thing again to
Yes.
cook in the 3 days?
Yeah, you can cook.
Okay.
You can
What do
try
I
to cook
roll?
something. Roll 1d50 to
1d50.
try to cook the other trout. Or no, one of the trouts that you fished up. 34. Oh god, what do you make? What do you make?
Jeff, do you need anything made? I swear to God, I
you-
just want to make something.
You take a whole knucklehead trout and bread it with batter and fermented juniper berries and green pine cones, and then you sort of cook it to a crisp. So you got a crispy trout head.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. If you guys eat it and partake in the trout, it fills you up, and you feel real good.
Okay.
Jeff, do you need anything made? I'm really bored.
I don't
Make
know
more
of anything
tattoos,
I
I
need.
tell you.
You know the amount of concentration it takes to even have one of those things going?
Oh, I didn't know you had to concentrate on one. I didn't know it was tied to you. I thought like it's like a one and done thing.
I wish. It's actually one of my 3 infusions I can make.
Oh, okay.
So as long as it's on you, yes, it's one of my. It counts as one of my infusions.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm just like writing in my journal about the trip and everything on the way and just stuff like that.
All the things you saw underneath the water and stuff.
Yes. I'm making drawings in my journal too of the things underwater.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so for that, make a performance check. Dexterity, I'll say a dexterity performance check. So if you don't have proficiency, it would just be add your d20 plus your dexterity modifier to see how well you're able to draw.
Is it just like acrobatics, basically?
Well, you don't have proficiency, so
Oh.
it would be like just your dex.
1d20 plus 6?
1d20 plus 3 for you.
Whatever your charisma modifier is, yeah. I think it's just straight charisma modifier if
Well,
you don't have
we're
any
doing
training in it.
sorry, it's a performance dexterity check, so
Oh, sorry.
so it's plus 3, 1d20 plus 3. Yeah, they look okay. The drawings, they're not too shabby, you know. So the drawings you made, like they look like the thing that you're trying to draw. They just don't have like a superb amount of detail.
Okay.
So yeah, as you all begin to approach Glare, you want to cast your spell, you said?
I want to cast invisibility at the 2nd level.
Okay.
Yay!
So the whale goes, "We're almost there. Time to go invisible, Mr. Cat."
Mr. Cat.
Proxy! Why is everyone...
He starts casting the spell.
Okay, so the whale turns invisible and everything on it, you all go invisible. And you are
Oh,
going,
that worked! I was actually a little bit worried about that.
yeah, you are silent in the water stealth mode. I am just preparing your tokens on a different map here.
For no particular reason.
No, I just want to show the map. Okay. Oh my god. This is like impossible right now. Alright, we're just gonna do that. Okay. So as you begin to approach the island, the fog through which you've been traveling thins enough for you to see 50-foot high cliffs of solid ice ahead. Jutting out of the water off the coast are the bare, weather-beaten masts of sunken ships. Ahead, you can make out what appears to be a partially shattered dock carved out of ice. As you get closer, it becomes obvious that the dock was made for giants. And it's kind of a ruined dock. And the whale sort of pulls up beside it and gets the boat high enough to where you're able to disembark onto the dock there. And Velen is also with you.
So as soon as we leave the target's person, we wouldn't be invisible anymore.
Yeah, so you become visible. And you are on this frozen dock. And as you sort of look out, let me move you to the map. Just to show you what this place looks like. I don't know how much of it you'll be able to see, but let me know. Okay, does everybody see that?
Yeah. I see the name map.
Okay.
I just scroll down to see where we are.
Yeah, your little tiny specks on the bottom right corner of the map. Like, does everyone see where you're at?
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, you're teeny
It's like
tiny.
really tiny.
Yeah, you're small compared to this giant ass map. So yeah.
Okay, that was actually better than I was expecting.
As you land here, you notice that it is extremely, extremely, extremely cold. Like freezing ass cold as you land off this place. You think that if you spend the night somewhere, you will definitely need that thermal cube and everything else to be able to stay warm. The effects of the cold are much, much more powerful here. Jeff, as you arrive, your sword trembles, and you get the sense that it's still angry at you, and you can just sense that Auril is here on this island.
So I will. They can see in my face like a little bit of dread. I'm just gonna look at every one of them, and then like probably the most serious that I've ever been to them all. I'm gonna say we need to be very careful while we are here. I think that the Frost Maiden is very close.
Well, it's a good thing I'm always careful.
I look at when he says that, I look at him and I say, "I'm serious, Glare."
I know.
Yeah, I was just getting.
Like pass without a trace on everybody.
Yeah, you can. Also, another thing here that's peculiar about this island so far is that the island, its surface features, and everything about 200 feet away from you, like out from the island. So, like, when you look out to the sea, about 200 feet out, you see this fog, thick fog that is covering the entire island. And you cannot see past 200 feet out away from the island at all.
Well, I cast pass without a trace on everybody
Okay.
so that we can.
So you manipulate the shadows, make
I have
stealth
advantage
rolls.
on my rolls because
Yes, you
of
do.
my cape.
Yes, you do.
So everybody gets a +10 to their stealth roll. Like a flat 10. So Relvin has 12.
Oh wow.
25 for Glare.
Okay, 25 for Glare, 12 for Relbin.
Mine's 33.
What's Jeff get? You get 33, Xena.
I'm almost as sneaky as Xena.
25 for
25.
Jeff. And the NPC.
Oh yeah, for her. Yeah, I gotta roll for her. She gets a skill check. Stealth. 19. Okay.
Damn.
So pretty good. So as you guys continue your way forward, you notice that bits of the dock that you're walking off of here have sort of broken and fallen into the water below. So you see that. Like it's just like very old and ruined, and you see like bits of the dock have been broken into the water. You also notice that at the back of the dock, there's these giant-sized steps that climb up to the top of these 50-foot high hills. And there's a 20-foot wide path made from bricks and ice that sort of go up all these hills. And you also see, make perception checks for me. As you make your way up these gigantic ass stairs, they're kind of difficult to climb as it's like difficult terrain for you all because they're so. Okay, everyone but Jeff sees a ice mephit. You fought these things before. Just one of them.
Go past it.
Yeah, you can, but you see it. You see this guy, and he can't really see you because you're stealth, or you don't think he has. And he's just sort of perched up there, just looking around. So you just want to walk past it?
I do. I don't want to.
Sure.
Okay. As you make your way past and you continue your way forward, you eventually come upon. Let me just move you guys. You move forward down the path here. Just let me know if you want to go a particular direction, by the way.
I think we'd probably take the most direct route.
Yeah. So you see that there's a bunch of different things to see on this island, but through the blowing snow you come upon a grand assembly of ice sculptures across a snowy field at the foot of the mountain in the center of the island. Closer examination reveals that the sculptures are completely faithful to their subjects. There's bears, elk, saber-toothed tigers, wolves, yeti, remorazes, white dragons, and other creatures of the north inside these sculptures.
Can I take a closer look at them, see how
It's like Narnia.
perfect they are?
Yeah. When you take a look at how, take a closer look, they look like this, by the way. Show you these art.
Oh damn.
The likenesses, Relvin, are so accurate, so true to what the creature looks like, that you think that no mortal hand could have possibly created such wondrous sculptures.
Wow, so pretty.
Yeah.
I tried to. Can I roll performance to try to draw them?
Yeah. Make a performance check.
Yeah.
Hey! So you sit there, you meticulously draw out these things. You were just inspired by the beauty.
Is this the best? Oh, okay. She's drawing.
I'm not gonna draw all of them, just like one or something.
Yeah, you draw. Which one would you draw? You got bear, elk, tiger, wolf, dragon.
The bear.
Bear. Okay, you draw the bear. You get a really nice looking polar bear, and it looks perfectly accurate as best you can to the statue, and you're like proud of it. Yeah.
Would I know if the maiden is the one that made these or not? Or if it was like something that like has to do with her?
Make an insight check with advantage, I'll say.
Oh.
Since reasons. You're not really too worried about the statues right now. You're just like, I don't know if she made them or not. Like, fucking, who gives a shit? They're just a bunch of statues, you know. You don't really know.
Yeah. F for Jeff.
Okay, next.
Okay.
Next museum showcase.
Ooh,
So you can continue. You see that, like, kind of, if continuing up the steps is a, you see several things. You see some ships kind of spread out along the island. You see some caves to the north that you could go into, and you see a 10-foot wall of ice that looks like there's stuff inside there, like other things that you can't tell from this angle, but there's like that. And then finally,
check to see like which way would be best to go.
yeah, and finally make a survival check. Also, finally, you see the giant castle made of a skull at the top of all these steps.
Well, that's inviting.
Yeah. Velen will speak up and she'll say, well, we have two primary goals here. Number one, if we can find the Professor Orb that Nas Lantomir stole from me. I know that she was on her way here. Try to search for her, or we go straight for the Codicil of White, which is likely inside that giant fortress.
I feel like we should like ask first.
I don't really think that's going to be an option.
The NAS person?
That depends if they're even here.
Or
Yeah,
if
I
they're
don't know.
alive.
I mean, do you want to just go into the giant kingdom of death, or?
Want is a strong word at this point.
More knowledge might be useful in this case.
I'd rather try at least to ask the person that knows more about this than to just walk up in there and be like, "Hey, what up? Like, can we have this codicil white? Thanks."
I have a feeling that the
Would we know that the giants are typically not friendly?
Yeah, you would know that frost giants in general are not friendly.
Okay.
they don't really talk. They hunt and they hit things with their clubs. You know?
But you also haven't seen a frost giant since you've been here.
Yes,
yet.
we have. One tried to club me the
Well,
other day.
I'm sorry. You haven't seen a frost giant on this island yet.
Yeah, but I say, hey, if they do talk, I know giants, so I can tell you what they say.
Okay, that's great. I
What
mean,
time of day is it?
if they're willing to talk, then we're good. We have a giant speaker.
Right now it's probably around I'll say roughly 6 p.m. Like kind of getting into the late evening, not quite nighttime yet. You do not see the aurora yet in the sky. It's getting into late evening.
I feel like we should go and find the person Nos.
Hmm.
Well, that's a problem. He might be in there or dead. There's no telling.
She. I think he said it was a she.
It's
Oh,
a she.
she.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, she might just be dead.
It's a common mistake.
Well, where would we? Do we know
I find
where
that
they might
amusing
be?
coming from a warlock.
Do we know where the person might
necromancer.
be?
What was that, Saturn? Sorry, say that again. Do you know where?
Do we know like where the person might be or, at all, or we have no idea?
We have no idea.
Well,
Um,
Velen might
okay.
say, if I had to guess, I would presume that she likely came by ship. Now, there aren't too many docks around here, but we could try to search. Perhaps nearby and see if we could get any clues.
Sure,
Near
that's
the
what
dock
we want to do.
ships.
I
As
guess
long
to-
as we do it carefully.
I guess as long as it keeps us from having to go into that hellscape there.
Alright, well, you see about, from where you're at, they're kind of far away, but they're not actually as far as you think. The map makes it look really far, but about 4,000 feet. I guess it is kind of far. I guess that is pretty far. You do see off in the distance several ships that you think could fit this. Fit like they came here to land and stuff like that. So which one would you like? There's one to the south, one to the middle, and then one to the farther north.
Well, 4,000 feet is 66 shadow steps. Just saying.
You're the only one who can shadow step.
I can be like.
She gets there in like a minute, like, see ya.
Just saying.
Everyone else is like 3 miles back.
Yeah. I wish I could carry people with me so bad. Wait, can Jeff do the icy step thing?
That I think that costs a spell slot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh.
I can only do it twice, and it's only good for 60 feet.
Oh.
Ah.
And he's done.
And then, okay, now we gotta rest for an hour, guys.
But yeah, which ship would you like to go to? There's basically 3 you can see: north, south, middle.
Wait, what if
Pick a ship, any ship.
I took Jeff's familiar that he can see out of, and then just
Ooh.
like took it? I'm stealth at 35 or whatever,
Can't he
and then
set
I
it up
just shadow
fly?
stepped, and then
It
it
has to
relays
stay
it back
within
to
100
Jeff.
feet of me, though.
Oh.
It can scout and then come back to you though, as well.
Well, like if
I-
it comes with me, then like I can just. Or I
If
guess
it were
both can.
if it were recent shipping, like a ship that landed, could we possibly see from here if it looked like any ships had landed?
Not from this distance. They look like the 3 that I told you about look like they could have landed and been at the coast. Like that's what I'm
Oh.
saying is that they're
He's right,
Yeah.
though. I could send it out to go and check all of the boats and then come back and tell me which one looks like it's just recently landed.
yeah, you could.
Okay, let's do that.
It would take a few minutes, but I mean you guys could like just set up camp for a little bit while the bird does its
Yep.
thing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, let's do that.
And we could use a short rest while it does
Yeah,
it, or-
you can do a
Okay.
short rest, but you already had a long rest, so.
Well, I have one key point I use, so
Oh, okay.
you
Yeah.
pass without a trace.
Okay, yeah. So you get your key back. So the bird goes out. Jeff, I'd like you to make 3 perception checks with the bird.
Oh shit, I don't know what the bird's perception is. Hold
Oh, we'll just roll a d20.
on. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I have to roll some things. My turn to roll. My turn.
I don't
Okay.
like it when he rolls.
Okay. So we'll start the one in the north first. So the north one. Actually, we'll start at the south one first. So the south one, you see a ship with the bird sort of looks at the ship from above and looks in through the windows, and it sees like a rusty barnacle covered cauldron in there that's covered with a lid. That's what it sees in that first ship, but no signs of any like human anything. And then the next ship, the bird can't really tell much from what's going on in there, but it seems to see some skeletons at the second ship. And then the ship to the far north, it finds a half buried in the snow, a humanoid corpse in cold weather clothing, and clutched in one of the corpse's hands is an orb made of a smoky gray quartz.
So whenever it gets back, I'll be like, so there's some interesting things in some areas, but I'm pretty sure what we're actually looking for is to the north.
North? What gives you that idea?
A dead corpse with an orb in its hand.
Yeah, I can see why. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go.
What did the orb look like?
Smoky gray color.
Yep, that's the one we want. All right. To the north, then, everyone. Okay, so you guys head north? Okay.
Giving the castle a wide berth.
Yeah. Wide berth. So you go all the way around. Let's say it's probably about, what, like a mile and a half, roughly, as you make your way around the castle. Are you still stealthing as a group?
Yeah, I think we probably would.
Okay.
I should have made my stealth armor while we were in we had those 3 days.
You you come upon a 10-foot. Eventually, like before you get there, you come upon a 10-foot tall wall of ice that has broken down in a few places, leaving gaps through which what you can see appears to be a huge garden of ice sculptures. So whereas before they were kind of more spread out, this is a garden of these ice sculptures.
Oh yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Yes.
I think we should probably give it a wide berth in case.
I'm inclined to agree.
Okay. Make a perception check, Relbin and Xena and Glare.
Not Jeff.
No, not because you're giving it a wide berth. Relbin, you notice as you're walking by and you're trying to keep your distance so you don't want to get close. You notice that like the creatures in there, they're not like the sculptures from before. You think you see like these are like frozen. This is a graveyard. You think like these are actually frozen people, animals, foxes, other types of creatures that have been frozen here. Like they're not just statues. But yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, you walk past the Garden of Death there, and you make your way to the to that corpse with the orb, and you see there that clutched in the hands of this humanoid corpse, where your raven leads you, Jeff, a white weasel bursts out of the snow near the corpse and stares at you with its beady eyes.
And I say to myself, oh god, not another one.
Yeah. And
Hello.
a voice rings out and says, "Ye gods, I was afraid no one would find us."
Oh no. Xena!
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Go deal with this thing! I
It's
turn
not
around and I walk
it's
away.
not coming from the weasel.
Oh.
It's coming from the orb.
What the fuck?
Okay, please, by the way, just out of curiosity, can all of you hear that voice too? Because last time I had an aboleth in my head, it was really inconvenient.
Yep, I
Okay.
thought it was the damn animal at first.
Velen, if you'll allow her, will pick up the orb. It's her orb.
I
sure.
won't stop her.
And she'll say, "Oh, Professor Scant, I've missed you so." And he says, "Oh, Velen, it's great to be back in your hands."
Wait, what?
Yeah, she said that it had a sentient being inside of it, and that its name
Oh,
was Rosemary. So yeah,
that's
this is
right.
yeah. They're apparently old friends.
Sorry, I always forget. I'm used to brooding and angry and angry.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
I am so happy to be found. Once again. What brings you here?
So what's with the white ferret?
Velen will examine it. She'll be like, This thing, his name is Zelenor. It was Nass's familiar.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Will
there's
familiars
Joe.
get dismissed when...
Do
Aren't familiars dismissed when, people die? You know?
When you say that, Glare,
oh no.
make a charisma saving throw.
Why do you do this? That's even worse than dexterity! Flash of genius.
Okay. You feel something try to take control of your body, but you shake it off. Get out!
Okay, nope, done. We're done here,
Claire just kind of starts walking the opposite direction.
Okay. The rest of you all leave with him.
What's that about? Asks Claire.
Something just tried to get in my head, and I am not dealing with that shit for the 3rd time this week.
So the NPC like took the orb that we were looking for, or
It's her.
It was
orb.
her orb originally.
Yeah.
We were
Oh.
asked to find it for her.
so we completed what she wanted.
Well, no, that was step 1. Now we need to... This orb has a lot of information about the city of Netheril, and will help us when we get there. But the more immediate task is that we need the Codicil of White, the book with the ritual required to get through the Ragged Glacier, so that we can get to the city itself. And that book, I believe, is in there. And she'll point up to the giant frost castle that looks like a skull.
Guess we're
So
going in
good.
after all.
Yep. I was like, so we gotta go anyway. Awesome.
But hey, we accomplished goal number 1. That's a thing.
I'm gonna send my Raven to just kind of scout, like not land on anything, but just kind of fly around over the top of the castle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see, the Raven will see that rising sort of about 600 foot, like up this 600 foot tall mountain of glacial ice. The peak of it is carved to resemble a gigantic skull wearing a crown. And weaving up the mountain's southern slope are these enormous stairs made of ice. And they extend from the base of the mountain to the base of the fortress. And they're clearly made for giants, these steps. But you can definitely like start making your way to the steps and make that gigantic climb up, all the way up to the giant castle.
Well, let's get crack-a-lackin'.
Yeah.
Really wish I'd taken the time to put my armor in stealth mode.
Knees to chest, Glare. Knees to chest.
I mean, do you want to do that? How long would that take?
It takes a short or long rest.
Yeah, you can if you
And
want.
no, I don't want to do it right now.
Okay. Yeah. So you begin making your way. So you get to the steps eventually. It's about another mile of backtracking to get back to the steps. Each step is about 4 feet higher than the one below it, making it kind of difficult terrain. Actually, Xena's probably the only one who's not bothered by it. She's probably going bloop, bloop,
Excuse me, I can climb.
bloop. Well, I
Boing,
mean,
boing, boing.
she has no... She can just shadow step up the steps is what I mean. Like, she's not...
I'm having to help the others climb up.
Yeah. The rest of you, yeah, it's kind of tough.
Claire puts his back to it and holds his hands together to boost people over.
Okay, I'm gonna move you all to the other map. Yay, maps. Actually, let me grab your other tokens, because it's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass if I do it any other way. Ah,
Oh, don't forget to check for traps, Glare.
Claire!
I will too.
Okay.
I would like to point out that, there's someone who keeps jumping in front of us that could do the same thing. Just saying.
I will be. I will be. Boing,
Okay,
boing,
good.
Boing, 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 boing. I'm like, whoop, whoop.
She's just hopping like a jackrabbit up these freaking... Oh, you guys need to be
Bouncy
smaller.
elves and their bouncy happiness.
Just be glad she's on our side.
Too true. Too true.
Alright, I'm just setting your dimensions over here. Can you guys see the map?
Yeah, it's like a pathway.
I zoom out. Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
there we are.
It's like a dim lit, dark passage.
Yes, it is. This whole
Your
campaign.
specialty, I hear.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, your flavor monk is really good for this campaign. Okay. So yeah, you guys are making your way up this path, and we'll say you make your way to the door. And so yeah, as the steps end, these 4-foot high steps, each end in front of this double door made of slabs of ice with dragon skulls and bones embedded in them. Carved into the lintel is a single word in Dwarvish script. Does anyone know Dwarvish?
I do actually. Wait, do I know Dwarvish? I think I know Dwarvish. I do know Dwarvish.
All right. Well, it says Grimskal.
Oh god.
Get it? Grimskull? Castle Grim.
Oh my god, it's great. It's Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, you get it. Grimskull. Yeah, that's the joke. Okay. So, yeah, you see a giant door. What do you do?
Glare kind of looks at the other guys like, I mean, I could try kicking it in. He's like, it looks excited.
You're not gonna be able to kick that one in,
I
Glare.
might be able to kick it in.
Can I stealth and then shadow step through it?
There's no way to see through it.
Oh, okay.
There's no cracks or anything.
I could kick it in. I think I could.
Glare.
Let's check. We should perhaps check the door for anything.
Are there any like
Glare's-
cracks
Make perception.
or anything?
Sorry, what?
Glare's,
Make-
Are
Yeah.
Glare's gonna sigh and start doing detect magic instead.
No traps and no magic that you detect.
I mean, are there any like cracks or like really tiny slits or something like a spider?
Not in this door. This is a
I could make
big,
one.
thick, well-made door.
I could make a crack.
You could certainly try to make a crack in the door, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
No traps, by the way, that you can see right now.
Okay.
And the door is like 25 feet high, 8 feet wide. You don't see anything either, Jeff, out of the ordinary.
Well, I think Blair should try to open it, or somebody.
Glare tries pushing the door first.
Make a strength athletics check, as the door is very big and very fucking heavy.
Oops. Strength athletics.
Ugh, you try to push by yourself, the door... It's too fucking heavy for one person to push through.
Could use a hand here, just saying. Or I could try
Wow.
kicking it.
I walk up to it and I push with him.
Okay, everyone make a group athletics check as you all try to push as hard as you can.
I can use guidance on myself.
Okay.
Oh my god, I have a
Okay.
negative 2 and a
Together you managed to push one of the doors open enough. And I'm gonna just move you all in here so that you can see.
Just saying, I could have kicked it.
Yeah, so inside as you look around, it is dark in here. You are relying solely on your all's dark vision to be able to see. And so that means that it's like kind of in grayscale as you look out. You also see that as you go inside, that the floors and the walls are made of this smooth, opaque, chiseled ice that has this bluish tinge to it. And there's a 2-foot deep blanket of snow that comes up to your thighs and knees, where there's like, it's just a blanket of mist, cold mist that creeps across the floors. It's not slippery or anything, it's just this mist that's like settling at the bottom. And yeah, so it's dark, there's a mist on the floor, and you see that the ceilings are clearly made for giants because they're about 30 feet high. And just everything in general seems sized for very large individuals as you're making your way through here. There's 2 doors immediately to the west, and then there's a path that leads to the north. So if you move over here, you can see.
Okay.
But yeah, go through
I guess Glare will go up and try the door
the one to the
right in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with some more effort, you do open the door, And you see that it's a long rectangular room with pieces of rotting wood and rusted metal, like the remnants of giant weapons and weapon racks in here. There's a rusted out helmet sized for a giant that lies near the back wall.
I'm stealthing again for that.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Well, it doesn't seem like they have a major presence in here anymore, at the very least. So maybe that's a good sign.
The question is, who does now?
I'll give you a couple of guesses, but you're only gonna need one.
It's the Arch Dragon, isn't it?
No.
No, cat. It's the frost
I
maiden.
know who it is. I'm trying to, break the ice a little bit with some humor.
We
Break
should
the
have
ice.
to-
So I look at Glare at this point, and I just kind of like straight at him, like glaring. I'm like, I'm not in the mood.
We
Fine.
should definitely be as discreet as possible in here.
Okay. Yeah, Xena, so as you move forward, stealthing into the shadows and into the mist, like you stay low and you're like in that cool mist that's like 2 feet high and you're like low to the ground like a ninja, and the shadows and the mist are sort of obscuring you and it's very difficult to see you. You see that there's another set of double doors to the east this time.
I'm just waiting for the rest of the party because
Okay.
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess we'll all sneak up too.
Okay. Yeah, there's a set of double doors there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try to open them, or what are you doing?
Sure,
Yep.
we might as well.
All right.
Let's do it.
Again, you move it open as best you can with some effort from the entire group. A bit ahead of you, your eyes widen as you see a withered old frost giant leaning heavily on a great axe. He's sitting in front of a tall door in the far wall. The giant wooden stool upon which he sits creaks under his weight as he stares at you with cloudy eyes. Make an insight check. Xena, Relbin,
I'm trained in it.
you as well. Yeah, like, it's pretty obvious to all of you that this giant, including Jeff, actually, it's pretty obvious to all of you, including Jeff, that he's blind and he's an elderly frost giant. And even though you guys are about like 5 feet in the room, he doesn't see you yet, or he hasn't noticed you. He's just sitting there, being old.
Blair will attempt to make some frantic sync signals to indicate that he can't see them to the others.
What else do we see in the room around him?
There's just like the stool that he's sitting in, and there's also some treasure in here as well. Like there's a big heaping pile of treasure next to him, with like lots of gold and some other stuff in there.
Anything magical in there?
Yeah, you still have your spell up. You see a jug that is magical.
Oh. What's in the jug?
Blair frantically tries to hand signal that the jug is magical.
Right, can I stealth over to it and grab it and then come back and shut us that back?
Make us. Oh yeah, you already have your
Already
stealth
did.
check. Yeah, you already have your stealth check. Yeah, you can. So
Okay.
Xena's going in stealthing. Let's.
I'm gonna try to take as much as I can.
Yeah, you get there no problem. He doesn't notice you at all. He's
also blind.
he's
so-
blind. Yeah, he
And
doesn't
I'm
notice
stuck.
you. And so you see about you see a shitload of gold. There's probably about 10 for I'm doing math. Oh, 1,850 gold.
Can you write that down, Claire?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so you're scooping it all up. Actually, did you give her your haversack, Glare, to make it easier?
Sure,
for her?
I'll give her the haversack if I saw that much gold.
Yeah, and so you put all that stuff in the haversack, and you see 4 gold rings sized for giants, so like about like that big around, like rings.
Okay.
Bracelet,
4 of
in other
them.
words.
Probably even
Bracelets
bigger
for
than a
some
bracelet
bread.
for you. Yeah. You see
Angles.
a giant-sized shield made of white dragon scales, but it's not magical.
That still might be better than my shield. I just have a shield.
Actually, it's really fucking big. That one
I won't be able to wield it.
you probably couldn't even take that.
That's more giants.
It's too big. Yeah.
It won't fit my sack.
Oh my god. There's also a 2 foot tall, 50-pound statue of some frost giant
Nah.
looking thing.
one.
Yeah. And then there's the jug.
Okay, what's the jug? Well,
You don't know yet.
You don't know, but it looks like a black jug with ornamentations on it, and it's got like different colored corks all along its sides and on top. It's got like a red cork, a blue cork, a green cork, a pink cork, a yellow cork, different colored corks all around it.
Okay, well, I just take it.
And it's like made of a ceramic material. Yeah, so you take that. Okay.
And then in its place, I leave some cookies, and then I go.
Okay, you leave some cookies.
The Cookie Bandit of Icewind Dale.
It's like Santa Claus, but in reverse, where I leave cookies and take
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Instead of leaving presents for cookies.
Okay.
No one ever saw his face, but everyone assumed it was a fat man in a red hat with a beard.
And so you're all leaving. Just
Is there a way through here that we can go without pissing off the giant?
yeah. I mean, he's old, deaf, or he's old and blind. Sorry. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just back out.
Then I go up the hallway.
Okay, up further ahead. Are you all going or just letting Xena scout first?
I think we're letting her scout first.
Okay.
it
Yeah.
sounds like.
In the hall to the left, you see in the middle of this immense hall stands a 30-foot long, 10-foot wide, 10-foot high dining table carved from ice and surrounded by a dozen blocks of ice that once served as chairs. Wooden braces against the west wall hold a pair of 14-foot long bugles made from hollowed out mammoth tusks. An ascending staircase of ice in the southwest corner has mist rolling down it. So you see a staircase. There's also a set of double doors to the right. And then ahead of you, you see... they haven't noticed you yet, but you see 6 slender gargoyle-like creatures made of ice that squat on the ledges 20 feet above the ground that protrude from the wall of this semicircular chamber. Near the back wall, the mist that blankets the floor flows down a staircase made of solid ice. And you would notice these creatures, you fought them before. These are ice mephits, like the one that you saw back at the dock. They haven't noticed you yet.
I hate those little shits.
Do we still have Pass Without a Trace, or do I have to do that again?
No, you have to do it again because you rested.
Okay, well, I go back then and tell them all that, and then ask them if I can do Pass Without a Trace again.
Well, if it's an ice method, we might be able to take them by surprise. Is there a way past them without them seeing us?
Yeah, Pass Without a Trace, right?
Yeah, that would probably be the only way to pass without them seeing you. Or a really high group stealth check.
So I ask if
Yeah, that's
they
not
want
gonna
me to do that.
Whatever you want to do.
Very well.
Okay, then roll again, right?
Yeah.
Do I roll again, or do I keep mine?
You roll again too. We'll say everybody rolls again. 29, 17, 17,
Wow.
27. All right.
Damn that one.
Okay.
So, Jeff, you're about to stumble and you're about to slip on the ice as you're trying to stealth, but a shadowy Xena sort of pulls you back, and when you turn and look at her, she grins and then disappears into the shadows.
It's like, well, that was freaky.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're stealthing
Like a
and
Cheshire cat grin.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're.
I guess we could just choose the doors to look in.
Yeah, just whichever one you want. You guys are kind of mixed with the shadow and the mist on the floor as you're staying low here. There is a door directly to
Wait.
the right or the
It
stairs.
looks like. Yeah, I was gonna say there's stairs to the left that go up, right?
Yeah, there's stairs that go up to the left. There's stairs that go down straight ahead, and then there's a double door to your right.
Well, since we're on the top of a mountain, I would think that the stairs would take us to the least amount of shit we have to explore.
I mean, if you were to store something, typically you store it in the basement, right?
Yeah, but you never know. We would have, like, if we go upstairs
can
and look
vote.
first.
We can vote. I vote basement.
I vote basement.
Well,
I'll let you all make the decision.
I don't like that mist coming from the door, coming from down from the stairs.
I mean, that could just be, because it's so cold in here,
true. Sorry, Robin. But I'm gonna have to go with my friends.
Okay.
Well, it's
So
2 to 2.
basement it is.
Okay,
Yep.
basement? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, they both I mean, I like Robin and everything, but like,
I was gonna go to back to for the basement to avoid the mist.
oh, I thought
They both
mist
have
was
mist.
coming. I thought
They
the
both
basement
do.
was.
There's
mist was coming
mist.
from the basement.
There's mist
Oh, okay.
everywhere.
Oh, okay, I didn't see the mist. I thought it was just coming down the stairs. Okay.
Yeah, so you're going
My
down?
mistake. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
going down, down,
Doobie, doobie,
na, na, na,
doobie.
na.
She said down.
Alright, I'm gonna move you guys to a different part of the map since this map ends and you move to a different spot. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so you make your way downstairs. This is a funny
Shit,
little
where's the way
place.
to
Alright, so you see
What is that?
the staircase descends into a vaulted chamber. A 9-foot-high railing of sculpted ice hugs the staircase as it descends into the chamber below to the chamber floor, which, like the stairs, is smooth and gleaming. A walrus as big as an elephant is having a grand old time rolling and sliding on the ice, paying you little heed.
What?
And he's going.
What the hell?
In all honesty, I was not expecting the basement to have a walrus in it. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Questions: do we try and sneak by, or do we ask? Try and
mean,
talk to it?
It's really
It doesn't seem to really care about us.
So while this is going on and everything, I'm also going to be casting
It's happy.
Speak with Animals, by the way.
Okay.
You're coming out of stealth.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
so-
I'm gonna while he's doing that and everything,
It's skating around.
I'm gonna tell everyone to just stay here.
He's really happy.
Don't. move.
Okay.
If you're doing that, I'm gonna re-up my detect magic then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk out and unstealth, basically, and stand in front of him, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hello there."
You say hello to it, and in common, the walrus stops sliding. And this thing is huge, by the way. It's like a giant walrus.
Size of an elephant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it looks at you, and it says, "Well, hello there.
Oh no, it's
Nice to see you.
Oh.
Same thing.
My name is Ukuma. I am a walrus." Hello."
Glares like he puts his finger in his ear and like cleans it.
I turn back and look at the rest of them, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I'm just like, "Hello there, Kubo. My name is Jeff."
Yes. Well, what would you want? Do you have fish?
I turn back around and I look at
We do
Zena
have-
and Relvin, and I
Relvin
then turn
and
back around to him and say, "Why, yes, I think we do."
I throw you a fish.
And then I catch it behind my back and I hand it, like I hold it up to him.
Okay, he goes, gobbles it up. I love fish.
I think everything.
Happy
here
to
is so
oblige.
much fish.
So, I consider you friends now. Ha!
Oh, excellent.
Do you,
So what are you?
why are
doing
you here? You want to slide?
now? Perhaps later, but we're actually looking for something.
I see.
A book, a white book.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're looking for the book. Ha. Well, it's in the vault. To the south.
Ah.
Tunnel to the south leads to a vault. But,
Well.
hold on. Hold on. You might want to know that there's a test to get into the vault. And you must pass all 4 tests. There's the test of cruelty. And what? The test of endurance. The test of isolation. And the test of preservation. And if you are able to pass all 4 tests, then you are allowed into the vault. Not my rules, it's hers.
Hers.
You know the boss is. Yeah, the boss.
The boss.
Yeah,
Right,
the boss.
I know the boss.
And what is this boss's name?
The Frost Maiden.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. There's also some treasures there. Also, if you go to the north, there's the tomb of the Frost Giant Queen who died here. A long time ago, obviously. Ha! And then there's this awesome ice rink where you can just stay here. It's better, honestly.
You know, I'm kind of feeling that myself.
Robin's gonna slide around a little bit.
Okay, make a dexterity check to see how well you slide. Or dexterity.
Nope.
Yeah, acrobatics.
Nope,
Acrobatics?
nope,
Yeah.
Okay.
Whee!
Sounds a
Yeah, you're not doing too bad. Relvin's just sort of skating around like a figure skater, like an ice skater.
Okay, well, so far we know that the Tomb of the Frost Giant Maiden probably doesn't hold anything we really need right now, so I'm gonna call that a secondary objective.
The what?
You know,
Hey. So I'm also going to say to the walrus, you wouldn't be interested in helping us, would you?
No. I'm here to play on the ice. You're on your own. I've done my part.
Well, I thought I would ask.
Yes.
Very well.
Enjoy your time. Try not to freeze.
Thank you.
And what?
Appreciate it.
Very
Uh,
well.
we-
He slides away.
Enjoy your sliding.
Okay. So,
hey, Valen, your orb thing doesn't happen to know anything about these tests, does it?
let me see. I don't think it does, but I will double check for you. Oh boy. The orb. It knows about. No. Doesn't know about those things.
Damn.
I'm afraid that is not my area of expertise, sir. But thank you for
Where
asking.
did it say that we go? Like down
To
here?
the south is where the vault is, apparently.
Down
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, the south is the vault, the north is the tomb, and that's all I really knew. You see that there are narrow archways to the west and east that lead to a pair of small chambers. There's the ice rink, obviously.
I'm skating right now, waiting.
Yes, make acrobatics checks, anyone who's trying to get across this room.
Fuck no. Oh, wait, across the room? You bastard.
Do I have to make another one?
No, you're fine.
Whoa.
Xena, you slip a little bit. Ah! Falling on your butt, trying to, like, make it through. Jeff, you... Glare, you slip and slide and you run into walls and you try to get up and you fall again. You're just like not having fun. And the walrus is laughing. Oh, isn't it great? I love it.
Oh, I'm going to burn this place to the ground!
The walrus runs into you.
It just like rolls right over the top of you.
And then continues.
Claire just crawls his way across the room.
Did we go for the test?
Wherever you
south,
guys want to go.
apparently.
South, north, east,
south.
west. Just pick a direction. South? Okay. All right.
Don't ask Claire to get there fast.
As you head to the south, the passage leads to a anvil-shaped room with a door set into the far wall. Flanking the door are bas reliefs of two male frost giants that have been defaced, their features chipped away. Newer carvings above the door depict the glowering heads of an owl, a wolf, and a goat. A disembodied voice says, "This way is shut to all but those who pass the tests of cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation." That's all
I'm
it
going to
says.
shout back to them when I say, how do we take these tests?
The written portion.
You look back, and the walrus will say, You need to go in the rooms to do the tests. Each room. See the rooms? It'll sort of slide. Boom. It'll slide here. It'll slide here. It'll slide down here. It'll slide over here.
So I guess there's like
Okay.
four
There's
sides.
four
So
rooms on
there's
the
like
sides.
4 rooms and 4 tests. Is that
Yeah.
so?
Which one is closest to Glare? Because that's what he's going to first.
Probably this one right here. The one that me and Xena are in
Yeah.
front of.
Glare crawls over.
I guess I'll go over to this one.
Is there anything against us taking them all like together, or do we have to do them separately, or what?
Oh, no, you should do them together. It's okay.
Okay.
What? Just whatever you want, honestly. Why are you asking me? I'm a walrus.
But you seem to be a very smart walrus.
Oh. That's true. Ah,
Okay. As
All
Glare shakily tries to get into the room.
Where did everyone go? Which room are we doing?
Whichever one was closest to where Glare was sitting, so this one.
okay, so yeah,
So
you,
the southwest.
so you, Glare struggles, and you all get to that room, and as you enter, opening the door, you see that in this room, hold on, this one is labeled, you see that the walls of this oddly shaped room are etched with elaborate panoramas of winter scenes. Set into the back wall is a door inscribed with a large snowflake. A single word is carved into the lintel above it. You see that it's partially broken off and destroyed, the inscription, and what's left reads Ervation, Ervation. Ervation.
Preservation, this one. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah.
I guess
Well.
Glare cautiously steps into the room.
Okay.
What is it?
All right. You all go in.
Indeed.
Okay. Opening to the door to this empty room, your surroundings vanish, all of you, in a flurry of snow and ice. When your vision clears, you find yourself at the edge of a camp under clear skies. All the fires in the camp are out, and the only sound you hear is the flapping of tents as the wind hits them. Closer examination reveals dozens of corpses half buried in snowdrifts. It becomes clear that a massacre took place here recently. You hear the squawking of buzzards coming from the middle of the camp and see a half dozen vultures picking at 2 bodies outside of one of the larger tents.
Like, are we all
I-
standing together, or are we all
Yeah.
isolated? Okay.
You're all
I-
standing together,
I would
and
assume that the goal of this test is to see if we can survive this, so...
you
Glare
s-
takes out the thermal cube.
Okay, thermal cube is there. You see that you see above your heads, by the way, like as you all look at each other and you're looking around. Velen is there as well. You see above your heads is a snowflake, sort of floating above your head, all of you.
Wait, do we have to preserve this snowflake?
Glare puts the thermal cube back.
It's just like a tiny glowing snowflake floating a few inches above your head.
I
Is the
reach
goal to
out
preserve
and
this
touch it.
snowflake?
I reach out and touch it.
It's ephemeral. It's not like
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's a magical snowflake.
Man, these tests should really describe themselves better.
So what do you do?
I guess
I
try to
stealth
set
around
a camp.
and then-
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Without the thermal cube for fear of melting the snowflake, I guess, above our head.
I was
As-
gonna stealth and just take a look around the area.
Okay, yeah, you begin investigating Pink Panther style the area. Everyone stealth. Whoever wants to stealth and whoever wants to look around, make perception checks for me, or
I guess I'll do
or
perception or
investigation, depending on
Oh.
what you want to do. Depending on how you want to go about it, investigation or perception. Perception, you're just looking around for anything. Investigation, you're taking your time and digging through stuff. So you see, first of all, as you look around, the three of you, you notice a few things. First of all, you see that a lot of the tents have been torn down and have been destroyed. You see that a lot of the dead bodies in the camps are are basically tribal people, ragged nomads, and they're wearing, or they were wearing, they still are, I guess, but they're dead. They're wearing like wolf pelts and things like that. So they're covered in like wolf furs, and it seems like they've all been just killed, all these people. And as you begin to look around, you hear someone crying in the distance in the larger, in like the larger main tent. You hear the sound of crying. What do you do?
I go to check it out.
Okay.
I'm stealth too.
Yeah.
when I
As
go.
you go to check it out, you're still hiding. You see a young boy, and as you look at the young boy, he's wearing like this, like a ice poncho. Definitely a tribal kid, and he's just sort of crying in the corner, and he is just hiding, and he's just in tears. And what's
Right.
interesting is that he's not wearing like super winter clothes. He's just wearing that one light poncho. The cold doesn't seem to be bothering him.
You say, "Hey, you want to come with me? I might be able to help you get away from this place."
When I realize that he's not wearing any winter clothes, I reach out and tell Xena to be very careful.
He appears to be in a terrible state of shock. He's just continuing to sob. He kind of refuses to speak right now because he's just.
Wait, is everyone else with me, or just? I thought I was by myself. Or is Jeff with me?
Oh, I thought that we
Anyone
were
who
all-
wants to be with you can be with you right
okay.
now. Yeah, if whoever wants to be there.
I'm just like standing behind you, like
I
you know,
don't
at
know
the doorway.
what to roll to calm someone down.
I'm gonna use calm emotions on him.
Okay. So yeah, Relbin comes up to him, and you watch as the bracers on his hands light up, and with this golden light, and he puts his hand on the child, and he stops crying, and he says, "They killed everyone. Mother, father, everyone." And when he looks up into your eyes, you can see that one of his eyes is purple and the other one is green. He's got like two.
Well, that won't mean anything to most of us.
Yep.
Jeff, did you hear that?
Yep, I heard it. So I'll
So what killed them?
He'll say, "A terrible man. His name is Isar. And his marauders. They vied for control of the wolf tribe."
where have
Wolf
they gone
tribe.
now?
I don't know.
Are you cold?
No.
Unusual.
They say I've been blessed.
I'm gonna look to Jeff real quick.
I kneel down in front of the boy, and I ask him, "Do you have visions of a woman dressed in nothing but blue?"
Sometimes. That's the
You and I
Frost
are-
Maiden.
And I'll nod to him and say, "Yes, it is. I see her as well."
You're not here to hurt me?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Hey, DM, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Is it about preserving this boy's tribe then? Is that what we're supposed to do?
It appears from just looking at things that he's probably the last one left.
How did you survive?
I hid in the snow as best as I could. They couldn't find me. But I'm the last one left, so I know they're probably coming for me. Isar is coming for me.
They'll have to get through us first.
At that moment, you hear a horn blare.
Well,
when
it looks
you-
like they're going to try.
When you look out the tent, you see a large man charging at you.
I draw my sword.
And that's where we'll stop.
Bragrat comes up.
Aw.
That's where we'll stop for tonight. Yay!
We did it!
Except for the ice skating, in which we didn't do it.
Okay, well, that was really cool. So yeah, next time we'll pick it up right there. And
Damn.
hey, what do you guys think?
Oh, I'm enjoying it so far.
Me too.
Okay.
I also want to see what that jug is. I can't wait till we actually have time.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
I'm wondering if it's an alchemy jug. 'Cause that's what I was
Yeah, that's what
thinking.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, with that, we'll pick up next time. And did anyone did you Jeff? Did you notice anything about this particular thing?
Yeah, this is basically like a redepiction of my dream that I had.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything because it's not something Glaire's been
Well, it's
dealing
like
with.
the boy is the wolf.
Yep. And you've had to do a thing where you had to survive out in the wilderness and do an endurance checks. So D1 of endurance. You've had one
Here we
where
are.
you had one it told you had to kill the person who killed Alistair, the cruelty.
I basically think that I have gone through all 4 of these trials by myself in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Here we fucking go.
So yeah, with that, thanks all for watching. We'll see if they can survive the trials, get access to the vault, and do whatever they need to do here. So yeah, that's it for tonight. We'll be back on someday next week. I think we may be changing the day. I don't know.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah, we're probably changing the day next week that we're playing. I think it might be Tuesday now.
I think it was Wednesday, weren't we saying?
Yeah, it's
Well, we were
Wednesday.
saying Wednesday, but then there was like some reason we couldn't do Wednesday.
What about Wednesday?
There was a reason. Oh, because I think Flames Group streams on Wednesday,
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
so we were thinking Tuesday, potentially.
Oh.
Is that bad for anyone in particular?
Shouldn't
Nope.
be. No.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll aim for Tuesday, giving me plenty of time to prep, like 2 days, right? So yeah,
yeah,
we'll see you
plenty
guys
of time.
back on Tuesday, and yeah, we'll see what happens with the meddlers in this frozen wasteland. Thanks for watching. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, bye.